Yeah. The same dirt diamond on the Friday lights, same town showing up every night. Names change, years roll by, but this game never said goodbye. From hand-me-down gloves to brand new dreams, every era left something in these seams. You don't replace what built this ground, you stand on it and play it loud. If this field could talk, it'd tell you all. Every pitch matters in this town. This is Decatur, this is how we play. 9 innings, no shortcuts, earn it every day. Stand up, let it ring, from the bleachers to the water. This town plays ball with the Decatur Bean Ballers. Beanball baller, beanball baller.
We welcome you inside Nelson Corp Field here in Clinton, Iowa for some interleague matchup in the first ever time that your Decatur Bean Ballers are playing the Clinton LumberKings out of the Western Conference. Your Bean Ballers coming to this game 9-19 and losers of 9 games in a row. Meanwhile, the Clinton LumberKings 16-11 and winners of 2 of their last 3. Thank you for joining us here on this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Truman Griessel, joined alongside my broadcast partner, Daniel Herzog. And, well, Daniel, it seems like the only fitting place to start tonight is last night's game.
Yeah,
it seemed like the Bean Ballers were going to finally snap the losing streak. All they needed was to get 1 out. They led by 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th after Misael Maldonado had the swing of the season. But unfortunately, the bullpen could not hold it. The Dans scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th, all with 2 outs, and walked off the Bean Ballers 9-8. And now we're here in Clinton, Iowa, back-to-back road games, now losers of 9 straight.
Yeah, Truman, this losing streak hasn't been a losing streak of highs and lows. It's been a losing streak of lows and lowers, but that was certainly the lowest point so far for the Bean Ballers. There have been tough losses that are tough to swallow, leave a sour taste in your mouth, but none come close to the loss last night for Decatur. You mount a 2-out rally after you have 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 9th, down to your last out. Put runners on first, second, and third after drawing a trio of free passes. Maldonado hits a home run over the board out in left field, and you take a 2-run lead into the bottom of the 9th, and once again, you can't come up with the victory, and now you've lost 9 straight. It's sort of statistically nearly impossible to lose 9 straight the way the Bean Ballers have playing. At some point, you have to win at least 1 game, but that being said, it's such a tough loss, and the beauty of it, the beauty of the Prospect League, the beauty of baseball, there's always tomorrow.
Bean Ballers now 0-4 to start the second half in the Prospect League. Meanwhile, the LumberKings are 2-1. The LumberKings are managed by first-year manager Trevor Burkhart, and after getting absolutely thwacked over the weekend down in Quincy, 17-2 and 16-7 against the Doggy Paddlers, they've responded winners of 2 of their last 3, but they did lose last night against the Normal Corn Belters 8-5. So the Bean Ballers will try to right the ship and end the losing streak here on the road before they head home for a doubleheader on the duel on I-72 tomorrow, and then you welcome the Catfish Friday, back out on the road for 4th of July Saturday against the Aviators, and back home Sunday against the Catfish once again. But here are the lineups here tonight looking to break the losing skid for your Bean Ballers. Leading off in his second game, and he'll play third base, Charlie Weiss. Brandon Abernathy will bat second behind him and play center. O'Neal Feliz will bat third in DH. Misael Maldonado, the guy who had 2 hits last night, will bat cleanup and play right. Jackson Miller will bat fifth and catch. Followed by him will be Hampton Petska, batting 6th at first base. Moises Fabriette will bat 7th and play shortstop. Keegan Farnes will bat 8th and play second. And Brandon Schultz will round out the order, batting ninth in left, with Manuel Toro on the bump, the Venezuelan native for the Bean Ballers. Again, that was Weiss, Abernathy, Feliz, Maldonado, Miller, Petska, Fabriette, Farnes, and Schultz. And as for Trevor Burkhart's LumberKings, Burkhart, again, in his first year as manager, on the bump for him will be Cooper Hathaway. He's making his first start of the season after making 6 appearances out of the bullpen, so it'll be interesting to see how far he goes tonight for Clinton. We're just about ready to get started here. I mean, Daniel, it just seems like the Bean Ballers, their offense finally came through last night. 8 runs. That was the first time they had put up 5 or more runs since the losing streak started. The last win, they put up 5 runs, but they couldn't get it done, as they are now 5-2 in the month of June, as we've calendars flipped to July when the Bean Ballers score 5 or more runs.
Yeah, we talked about during this losing skid, the scoring opportunities have been few and far between, but last night was the first time throughout that Decatur really cashed in fully on each of their opportunities they had. They had a 3-run third, they had a 4-run ninth on that grand slam from Maldonado, but it was the same story at the end of the day. It's still a loss despite how much run production you finally got from your offense, and they're going to need plenty of run production today.
So we'll step aside. First pitch between the LumberKings and your Bean Ballers coming up next here on YouTube. .91 degrees here at first pitch in Clinton, Iowa. Winds, though, 11 miles per hour, blowing from right field to left field here at Nelson Corp Field. 330 down the left field line, 325 down the right field line, with about a 12-foot concrete wall from right field to right center. Then you get towards center field, a double-stacked wall about 24 feet high. 401 to the right center field power alley, 395 to dead center field. Here, as for the LumberKings, on the mound, facing this Bean Ballers lineup, Cooper Hathaway. He's 0-0 on the season in 7 2/3 innings pitched across 6 appearances, all out of the bullpen, a 12.91 ERA, but he's thrown 3 in the third, consecutive scoreless innings across 3 separate outings, and now he'll try to go deep in a ball game. The man representing Highland Community College did not play this past spring.
Yeah, for Hathaway, you talked about not being too familiar with starting the games. It's been a lot of work out of the bullpen for him, so it's really important. It's a little different of a feeling to start the game. You got to start off strong, and I think the Bean Ballers should really take advantage of that. I like the top of the order Gabe Arroyo's laid out so far with Weiss, Abernathy, Felice, possibly see Maldonado and Miller, possibly Petska get a chance here in this first inning. And we talked about the Bean Ballers having few and far between when it comes to scoring opportunities. The scoring has been few and far between. I think it's really important to get on the board first, as last night was the first time Decatur had scored first since the first game of the losing streak, which was also against the Danville Dans. So it's been a lot of playing from behind for the Bean Ballers throughout this skid.
Behind Hathaway tonight, from left to right in the outfield, Tanner Short in left. It'll be Brody Schinkel in center and Cale Jensen in right. Third base, Cole Landclose. Shortstop, Jaden Bazil. Second base, Jackson Mishler. First base, Caden Fromholtz. And his catcher tonight, Grant Ingram, in the first pitch to Charlie Weiss, is swung on and missed for strike one, and we are underway here. 6:32 p.m. local time here in Clinton, Iowa. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt from Hathaway. Right-handed pitcher facing Weiss, a right-handed batter. Just his second start with Decatur here this summer. The Bloomington, Illinois native. The pitch. Grounded on the ground, softly to short. Bazil up with it. Couple of shuffles. And one up, one down to start the game.
Yeah, this is just a ground ball. This is certainly a lot better of a grass infield than last night at Danville. Gives a little more true hops, and this one stays near to the ground for Bazil, who runs around the ball, does a nice job getting his body around it, fielding it on the glove side, and tossing to first in time.
Brandon Abernathy, right-hander, digs in. First pitch to him, backs him off the plate, ball one. Top 5 defense behind Hathaway tonight. A .964 team fielding percentage, just 35 errors through 27 games made. Good enough for 5th in the Prospect League for Clinton. 1-0's in there for a strike. 1-1 now on Abernathy. Another fastball in the corner. 1-2 quickly on the Bean Ballers center fielder. Comes into this at-bat, hitting .278 on the season. He's hit safely, though, in 6 of his last 7 games, including last night was 1 for 4 against Danville. Breaking ball is fouled off. Count remains ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Abernathy has just been a ball magnet of late. We've seen him hit several times in the last few games. This last night against Danville.
1-2. Line to right field. Slicing away, and it lands for the Bean Ballers' first hit of the night. Big turnaround first, but Jensen able to get to it. But Brandon Abernathy, another hit, and he's on with 1 out.
Yeah, great piece of hitting. This pitch is outer third. Abernathy pushes it the other way. We were talking pregame, seeing it. What are we thinking today? Multiple extra base hits, a home run possibly? And he says, I can see if I can get you multiple hits. Well, he's got his first one on the board so far.
26 hits now on the season for Abernathy. Brings in O'Neal Felice. First pitch to him at the knees for a strike. Felice got the night off in Danville last night after exiting the game early Sunday against the Rockabillies, hitting .282 with 20 hits across 71 at-bats. The 0-1. Breaking ball, line to the left side and through into left field. Back-to-back hits for Decatur, and they've got 2 on with 1 out against Cooper Hathaway.
Yeah, for Abernathy, Hathaway was working him away, but this pitch to Felice catches just way too much of the plate right in the happy zone, and Felice doesn't try to blast it out of here, just does a nice job, puts solid contact on the ball through the left side. That's a base hit in any. Have 2 runners on for the guy they want up at the plate in this scenario.
It's Misael Maldonado, riding a 4-game hitting streak, 7 for 16 during that stretch. Looks at a first pitch fastball in the outside corner. Maldonado had a pair of hits last night, a double, and then the aforementioned big grand slam in the 9th inning. Unfortunately, it was in a losing effort. The 0-1. Spiked in the dirt, 1-1. Maldonado's climbed his average back to 256. He's got 20 hits, including a team-high 4 home runs. Hathaway from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-1. Popped in the air, and it escapes out of play behind the Bean Ballers' dugout, 1-2. Maldonado comes into this road game just hitting .229 on the road. Just 8 hits in 35 at-bats away from Workman Family Baseball Field. Hathaway delivers. Breaking ball lined up the middle into center field. Abernathy's going to turn and head for home. The throw in from Schinkel is going to be in time. An aggressive wave from Gabe Arroyo. And Brady Schinkel says not today as he guns him down at home.
Yeah, this breaking ball from Hathaway is middle. And it's a return to sender swing from Maldonado. Does a good job to wait on it. Blasts it up the middle. It's just too close to Schinkel. And it's an aggressive. Gabe Arroyo has been sometimes just a little too over-aggressive on the base pass. And Abernathy runs in out, number 2.
First pitch, Jax Miller grounded on the right side, off the glove of Fromlet, flips to the pitcher, Hathaway in time. What a recovery from the second baseman, Jackson Mishler. Flips it to his pitcher and retires the side. The Bean Ballers get 3 hits in the inning, but no runs come across. LumberKings are coming up to the plate, the bottom of the first. Bean Ballers swung it well on the top of the first, 3 hits, but unfortunately no runs come across as a couple of great defensive plays made by the Clinton LumberKings. They now get a chance to hit for the first time, and they'll be facing Manuel Toro. Toro, it's been an unfortunate season for him. He's 0-5, but don't let that record fool you. He's got a 3.90 ERA across 27 and 2/3 innings pitched, 32 strikeouts, just 7 walks, and he's coming off a very good start against the Cape Catfish last Friday. 5 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits with 5 strikeouts and just 2 walks, but unfortunately took the losses. The problem for him is just team hasn't given him any run support.
Yeah, Truman, you said it. It's just been the run support. That's been the story throughout this losing streak. But for Toro, it seems that when he's been on the mound, that's been the story for the Bean Ballers all season. It's part of the reason his record is 0-5. Your team needs to be winning when you leave the game for you not to get a loss. And if you're down 1-0 when you leave and your team doesn't come back to take the lead or tie it at all, you're going to get the loss regardless of how well you pitch.
Cole Landclose digs in. He squares around a bunt, but fouls it off for strike 1. Toro, right-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter Landclose. A Montgomery, Texas native, hitting .333 on the season, 18 hits across 54 at-bats. Toro out of the wind. Fastball outside, 1-1.
Yeah, if you're Toro, if you're the Bean Ballers, you had chances to score. You like what you saw in the first inning, couldn't quite cash in. You got to put that behind you. Play good defense.
The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike now on Landclose. Landclose representing Baylor University, a Baylor Bear. Enters on a 5-game hitting streak. He's got 10 hits during the stretch. The 2-1. Upstairs, 3-1. To put in perspective for Toro, the amount of runs his teams have given him in his last starts, 1 run, 1 run, 2 runs, and 1 run. His last 4 starts. The 3-1. Off the hands, fouled out of play, full count.
Yeah, you see Toro fighting back in the count. Walks aren't really his Achilles heel, which is good in this prospect league. That's something that plagues a lot of pitchers. Not him. 32 strikeouts to just 7 walks. He's been bounced around, though. 4 long balls already given up on the season.
Payoff pitch, breaking ball, freezes land, close on the inside corner. First batter of the game down on strikes, and it's a great start for Manuel Toro.
Yeah, for Toro in that at-bat, it seemed like Landclose never got a good read on that curveball. Toro missed with a fastball up and in a few times, which does a nice job tunneling the curveball that drops in for a strike, and he gets him looking. He's out number 1 back to the dugout.
Breaking ball runs inside and hits off the elbow guard of Jaden Bazil. So the LumberKings have their first base runner of the night on a hit by a pitch. And it brings in Caden Frommel.
And Toro just misses with this one, arm side. He had just thrown a backdoor breaking ball, another front door breaking ball to Landclose. Had him completely frozen, and it drops in for strike 3, but this one just a little too far inside, and it catches Bazil, and there's a runner aboard.
First pitch to Caden Frommel. It's in there for a strike on the outside corner. Frommel hitting 333 coming into this game. He's got 11 hits, including 4 doubles and a long ball. But no extra base hits his last 6 games. The 0-1. Lined up the middle into center field. And the LumberKings have their first hit of the night as back-to-back base runners have now reached.
Yeah, for Toro so far this season, that's more the issue, the base hit. He's already given up. That's his 32nd base hit given up on the season through just 28 innings compared to just 7 walks, and that was his 3rd hit by pitch of the season. So the free pass isn't really the issue. It's just sometimes he leaves pitches a little over the middle of the plate, gives up base hits, gives up extra base hits sometimes, and that's what leads to the runs. But overall, he's done a nice job limiting. He just hasn't got much run support.
Manuel turns and picks off over at second, but Bazil back in safely. It's Isaac Sobieschek who digs in, the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Tanner Short, Cale Jensen, Grant Ingram, Brody Schinkel, and Jackson Mishler. Sobieschek, a right-handed hitter. Toro works from the first base side of the rubber. Fastball is fouled off 0-1. Big slugger in Sobieschek, a Villa Park, Illinois native, hitting .287 coming into this game. He's got 23 hits, including a team-high 9 doubles. His 23rd start here in the LumberKings' 28th game. The 0-1, breaking ball misses inside. 1-1 now to Sobieschek. Two men aboard, just 1 out here in the bottom of the first for Clinton. Pitch from Toro. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 1-2. Decatur had this exact same situation in the top half of the first, and they got a hit from their cleanup hitter, but a nice outfield assist gunned down the potential first run at the plate.
Yeah, so far the breaking ball, though, for Toro has been working. Other than the one that ran in and hit Bazil, it's been a lot of swing and miss, a lot of looking at strikes.
The 1-2. Breaking ball popped up on the infield into foul territory. Jackson Miller and Hampton Petska collide, and the ball drops. No one comes up with the pop-up, and so it's just a foul ball.
Yeah, Truman last night, a pop-up on the infield that nobody really got a good read of. It's part of the reason the Bean Ballers lost. This one is a good pitch. It's another breaking ball that Sobieschek gets a very late read on, almost just protects the plate, pops it up, and this is something Miller can get to, but Petska calls him off and can't quite get to the ball. Should have just let the catcher grab that.
Another 1-2. Breaking ball freezes him. Strike 3 called. Second punch out of the inning for Toro, and it's a big one. Isaac Sobieschek headed back to the dugout.
Yeah, if the LumberKings can't get a good read on this breaking ball for Toro, it's certainly going to be a long day, especially the way he can rack up punch-outs. Had a 10-strikeout game against the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes earlier this season. And he's already got his second today. And they're both out so far. A big punch-out of Sobieschek.
Now Tanner Short, another right-handed hitter, making his LumberKings debut tonight. Another spin and a pick to second. Not in time. It was a good move. But back in time, Jaden Bazil. And if there's one thing about this LumberKings lineup, All-Star Gavin Aubrey out of it. He got the night off. Toro doesn't have to face him. Still 2 men aboard, 2 out here in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Short. Breaking ball below the zone, 1-0. Short, originally a Des Moines, Iowa native. Spent the 2 past years at Nevada. Redshirted in 2025 and then did not play here in 2026. 1-0. Fastball inside, 2-0. Last summer, Short spent it in the West Coast League with the Ridgefield Raptors. Hit .271 for the Raptors in 20 games. Now takes his talents more into the Midwest here in the Prospect League. The 2-0. Breaking ball at the knees, strike 1. And you mentioned that game against Springfield, Daniel. That was when Toro's breaking ball was the sharpest. He was getting a lot of swings and misses and a lot of just looking at the beauty of it. And he racked up a career-high 10 strikeouts across his 5 1/3 innings pitched. With the 2-1, fastball misses the inside corner. Hitters count 3 balls and a strike with Cale Jensen, the right fielder, on deck.
Yeah, we'll see what Toro does to respond to get back in the count because he's great at not giving up the free pass. But that was one that looked like Jackson Miller thought it might have caught the zone, held it there just a little longer for the home plate umpire. Nonetheless said it was ball 3.
The pitch, line down the right field line, but well foul. And it'll be a full count here with 2 outs, and both runners should be on the move. The pitch number 20 here in the first inning for Toro. The longest he went was against the Du Bois County Bombers in early June. Went 6 innings down in Huntingburg, Indiana. Bazil on second, Frommel on first. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Manuel Toro. He strands the pair. Both teams have had an opportunity with the bats, but no one has scored. We'll head to the second here in Clinton, Iowa. First matchup ever between the LumberKings and your Bean Ballers. We're scoreless. Top of the second here from Nelson Court Field in Clinton, Iowa, right on the Mississippi River, the mighty Mississippi. Interleague play here in the Prospect League. On the first day of July, July 1st, and we have hit it. And unbeknownst to anyone, it is 90-plus degrees here at game time. Bean Ballers had 2 men aboard and had a chance to score 3 hits in the first, but a couple of great defensive plays out in the center from Mr. Brody Schinkel. And then over at second from Jackson Mishler to retire the side. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up. Hampton Petska, Moises Febriet, and Keegan Farnes against Cooper Hathaway.
Yeah, for Decatur, you got a good read on Hathaway. He's leaving a lot of pitches towards the middle of the plate. Seemed like pretty much everyone got good contact on him. There were 3 hits in that one. And Miller's ground out was really snared. It was just, unfortunately for him, right at Frommel at first base. You've got a good read on this pitcher. Maybe it was just some first inning jitters, not used to starting games, but if he keeps leaving pitches in the middle of the plate, you got to finally get some run support for Toro because he's been firing on all cylinders so far.
First pitch to the right-hander, Hampton Petska is off the plate for a ball. Hathaway threw just 15 pitches in the first inning, maneuvered around 3 hits. Like Charlie Weiss, this is Petska's second game here in Decatur. He swings and misses at a fastball 1-1. Last night he went 0 for 4, but he did drive in his first career RBI. He was on a sacrifice fly in a 3-run third. The 1-1, upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Petska is a local product of Decatur from Shelbyville. Played up here near Clinton at Sauk Valley Community College. Appeared in 25 games. The 2-1 pitch, high and away, and it's 3-1 to Petska. Big right-handed slugger, 6'3", 225 pounds. Bat rests on his shoulders. And the 3-1's inside. And Petska reaches on a leadoff walk here in the second.
Yeah, it was a good at-bat from Petska. Doesn't expand the zone, and after it seemed as if Hathaway was just leaving pitchers over the middle in the first, now he's struggling to find the zone to start off the second. Bean Ballers a chance to mount a rally with the bottom of the order up.
Now Moises Febriet. First pitch to him is outside, ball 1. Febriet gets the start again at shortstop here tonight as Carter Rich continues to nurse a face injury he suffered Sunday against the Rockabillies. Febriet hitting 167 in 42 at-bats. He swings, pops one up, but it escapes over the grandstand, 1-1. Last night, Febriet was 0 for 3, but he did draw a walk against the Dans. He also scored a run in the 7th. The 1-1, breaking ball fouled back, 1-2.
Yeah, that's the pitch Febriet wants back. This is another hanging breaking ball just like the one Maldonado got right over the middle of the plate. A lot of late break on it, but right in the happy zone for Febriet. Couldn't quite get the barrel to it.
The 1-2, fastball, late, pops it down the first base line. 3 men over, Frommel deep into foul territory, and he runs it down. Nice play over there at first from Caden Frommel, who ran deep into foul territory to make the grab to retire Febriet for the first out.
Yeah, nice job by Frommel. It's certainly not easy terrain ranging over there. There's a point where the grass meets the dirt. It's a little jagged, but that's an at-bat you want back if you're Febriet. A few pitches couldn't quite get the barrel to.
First pitch to Keegan Farnes is high and away. Farnes got the night off last night over in Danville. He's hitting .237 in his first game here in July. 14 hits across 59 at-bats. Pitch from Hathaway inside. Quickly 2 balls and no strikes on the Bean Ballers' second baseman. It was a tough week for him last week. He went 1 for 12. Did drive in a run and also worked 3 walks. Pitch upstairs, and 3-0 now on Farnes with Brandon Schultz on deck. Last start for Farnes, he was 1 for 2 Sunday. Has the 3-0, inside corner on the fastball. 3 balls and a strike. Now on the Joliet, Illinois native. He drove in a run and also drew a walk against the Rockabillies in the loss Sunday. The 3-1 pitch. Upstairs, check swing. He did not go around. Second walk of the inning drawn by a Bean Baller hitter. And for the second consecutive inning, they now have got 2 men aboard with 1 out.
Farnes draws a lot of pitches that are just upstairs. Not the biggest guy, 5'8". He's got the arm strength, though, to drive balls, but also has the arm strength to hold that bat back just the tiniest bit. Does not go around, and he draws the second walk. And now Hathaway draws a mound visit.
Mound visit from assistant coach Tyler Monkman. Trevor Burkhart, it's a pair of first-year managers. Trevor Burkhart on the home side for Clinton, Gabe Arroyo on Decatur's side, both in their first year as head coach. Burkhart, though, has spent the past 2 years as an assistant coach here in Clinton, and he's a current coach at Powerhouse LSU Shreveport. Monkman He's been with Murray State 2010, and fellow assistants Jalen Martinez and Mike Funky. Brandon Schultz digs in, though. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch, Timmy squares around a bump, but pulls back as the pitch is high and away. Schultz got a massive monkey off his back Sunday. He collected his first hit of the summer. He'd been 0 for 26, but on the 27th try, he got it. The 0-1 fouled straight back into the netting. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now on Schultz. It had been his first hit since late February when he was at Eastern Illinois in a game against Arkansas State. Schultz trying to come through here in the second for Decatur. The 1-1. Fastball away, 2 balls and a strike. Misael Maldonado singled up the middle last inning in this situation, but Brandon Abernathy was thrown out at home. It's Hampton Petska who's on second. As the 2-1 clips the top of the zone at the belt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now on Schultz.
Yeah, if you're Schultz, you got to shorten up. There's a big hole the other way, and if you could plug it, it's possible you could play the first run of the game.
The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Stays alive.
Does a nice job shortening up while it is. Might be just a bit upstairs. Might have swung at ball 3. He lives to fight another day.
This is Schultz's 8th start of the summer. Another 2-2. Fastball up and away. Great at bat from Brandon Schultz as he's worked the count full, and the top of the lineup in Charlie Weiss standing on deck.
Yeah, if you could draw a walk here and have Hathaway walk the bases loaded, that'll be huge for the Bean Ballers to cash in.
The payoff pitch. Popped up, third base side. Land close all the way to the fence, but it's out on the party deck. And Schultz stays alive. Plenty of spacious foul territory here at Nelson Corp Field. Bullpens are on the field, so that's also something to be wary of for outfielders or players that have to range over to make pop-up catches. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Swung on and missed from Schultz. Big strikeout from Cooper Hathaway. And 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, good at-bat overall for Schultz. Just not quite on time with that last fastball from Hathaway. And there's out number 2, but you still have the top of the order. We talked about scoring opportunities, even half opportunities such as this. It's so important for the Bean Ballers to cash in.
Now it's Charlie Weiss. Started the game grounding out to short. Takes the first pitch up for a ball. Weiss did have a hit last night against Danville. Went 1 for 4. It came on a bunt. And he also scored a run. A 1-0. Swung and popped up. But the wind pushes it out of play. 1-1. Weiss redshirted at Stony Brook this past spring and then entered the transfer portal. Spent 1 year at Rock Valley College, and he was the 2025 All-Midwest Region player and a Gold Glove honoree. 1-1's high and tight. 2 balls and a strike to the Bean Ballers' leadoff hitter. Hampton Petska on first, on second, Keegan Farnes on first. They both drew walks here in the inning. 2-1. Fastball dribbled out to second. Mischler's got it. He'll go to the short way to second to get the force out and retire the side. Cooper Hathaway works around a pair of walks. We're headed to the bottom of the second here in Clinton, Iowa. Still scoreless. Bottom of the second. Here in Clinton, Iowa, between the LumberKings and your Decatur Bean Ballers, Truman, Griessel, Daniel, Herzog. We've been here with you every game of this season and every game of this Bean Ballers 9-game losing skid. They're trying to snap that right here tonight on the road in Clinton. Even though Decatur hasn't been that good of a road team, just 2-9 outside the friendly confines of Workman Family Baseball Field, compared to Clinton protecting an 8-3 home record. But you got your quote-unquote ace, although he did not make the All-Star team, which is a shame. Manuel Toro struck out 3 in the first and gets 6, 7, 8 here in the second.
Yeah, Toro looked very sharp in the first, and so far the Bean Ballers' bats have looked strong against the starter Hathaway. Despite the losing skid, it seems like that's typically a trend. Decatur is strong against the starting pitching, but struggles to make an adjustment when a reliever comes into the game. But Decatur's put 2 runners aboard in each of the first 2 innings, just haven't quite cashed in yet.
Left-handed hitting Cale Jensen leads off for the LumberKings. Takes the first pitch breaking ball outside. Jensen getting the start in right field tonight. The Central City, Nebraska native. Hitting .294 coming into this at-bat. Fastball's popped up, third base side. Into foul ground goes Weiss over near the LumberKings dugout, and he's got it. Shielding his eyes from the sun for out number 1.
Yeah, this is certainly a tough play for him, looking right into the sun. And he's a very quick mover, has very short strides, moves over there, almost overcompensates, but still is capable to reach back, makes the catch for out number 1.
The Mooresville, North Carolina native, Grant Ingram now digs in. First pitch from Toro, swung on and missed. For Ingram, this is his 11th start, hitting .256 with 11 hits, including a double and a couple of long balls. The 0-1 breaking ball offers at it, trying to hold up, but the umpire says he went around. It's quickly 0-2.
That breaking ball has been so strong today. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes back for it for the punch out.
Out of the windup, another breaking ball. This time it freezes Ingram. Already the 4th strikeout for Manuel Toro. He's in cruise control. 2 up, 2 down in the second.
Yeah, these last 2 breaking balls, the first one to Ingram, starts as a strike, goes low and away, and he can't hold up swinging. And then this next one, it looks like it's right at him, thinks he might get hit. Instead, he's just frozen in his stance, and it drops in for strike 3.
First pitch to Brady Sinkle. Fastball downstairs, 1-0. Schinkel out in center. Threw out Brandon Abernathy in the first and has kept this game scoreless so far through almost 2 full innings. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball up this time. And it's a hitter's count. 2 balls and no strikes to Schinkel. He's hitting .239 coming to this at-bat. 21st start of the summer here in a LumberKings uniform. The pitch. Golfed in the air out towards left. Schultz racing back just in front of the warning track. He reaches out and with 2 hands squeezes it for out number 3. Toro retires the side in order. We're through 2 here in Clinton. We're still looking for our first run. Bean Ballers nothing, LumberKings nothing.
Bean Ballers lead 3-1 in the hit column, but the run column, the only one that matters when it's all said and done. Still 0-0 between Decatur and the host Clinton LumberKings as 2-3-4, the three guys who have put hits on the board for Decatur, Brandon Abernathy, O'Neal Felice, and Misael Maldonado. Get a second look at Cooper Hathaway on for his third inning of work. For Decatur, again, we keep beating a dead horse with this, but looking to finally kill that losing streak once and for all. It's gotten up to 9 games as Abernathy digs in from the right side, takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Decatur has put runners aboard in each of the first 2 innings as the 1-0 to Abernathy. Lined into the gap in left center. That's hit well. It's up against the wall, and Abernathy wants extra bases. He's into second, takes a big turn, and he wants 3. Abernathy, the throw is dropped in the outfield, and he's in with a leadoff triple. The second hit of the day, and the first run of the game is just 90 feet away for the Bean Ballers.
Yeah, great swing from Abernathy. That's a fastball, middle from Hathaway, and Abernathy's a good hitter. That ball is just blistered out into the gap, and then he turns on the wheels and makes it all the way to third easily. That's what you want to see. Aggressive hitting to start, really trying to set the tone and not let Hathaway dictate the pace of this game.
So now O'Neal Felice to the plate, single through the left side his first time up. First pitch runs inside for ball 1 on the fastball. Felice singled and was stranded on second after a Misael Maldonado single. The 1-0. Felice takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. And now 1 ball and 1 strike to Felice. Next pitch, breaking ball crushed in the air into the right center gap. Ranging over is the right fielder. He can't reach it. It's into the gap. Felice into second easily. Abernathy trots home. The Bean Ballers plate the first run, and they still have a runner in scoring position with Felice on second with nobody out as Jansen couldn't quite run down the fly ball in right field.
Again, just another good swing. This time on a breaking ball, O'Neal Felice waits back long enough, and that had been a pitch he'd struggle with for most of the summer, but does a good job seeing spin, keeping his weight back, and then just going the other way to the right center field power alley. 2 great swings to start the third and already 1 run home.
And now Maldonado to the plate. Time called at the plate as Hathaway was just starting his motion. Might have been starting the motion to check on Felice at second, but nonetheless he is on second. And Maldonado to the plate, singled up the middle his first time up. First pitch, Maldonado takes downstairs for ball 1. Of course, was the would-have-been hero last night for the Bean Ballers, a 9th inning grand slam, but Decatur couldn't hold the lead against the Danville Dans. The 1-0, Maldonado grounds left side, it's through for a base hit. Felice gets a very early stop sign from Gabe Arroyo, and Tanner Short had trouble coming up with the ball in left field, but eventually gets it in as neither Arroyo nor Felice saw it. But now Decatur, still nobody out. Runners at the corners, already 1 in, and the first 3 runners have reached on base hits.
Yeah, that's going to force Trevor Burkhardt to go to the bullpen. Hathaway struggled in the second, but then just 3 pitches, middle, and 3 straight hits. Get the quick yank after just 2+ innings. He'll be responsible for both runners on base, but now here's the question for Decatur. They've gotten the starter out of the game. They've been aggressive. Can you maintain that aggressiveness? Because last night you did not. Once Colin Asbury left the game, Jackson Frazier dominated you. No hits through 4 innings and just, 3 base runners came on an air, but just 1 walk. And you really let the bullpen dominate you in Danville. Don't let that happen tonight.
So we've got a pitching change here at Nelson Corm Field. The Bean Ballers have already chased Cooper Hathaway out of the game and have plated the first run. They'll have runners on first and third when we come back to face the new arm into the game for the LumberKings. Casey Clark, the right-hander, to the mound when we come back. It's 1-0. You're listening to the official YouTube channel of the Decatur Bean Ballers. Casey Clark, the new right-hander, into the game. He inherits runners at the corners, nobody out here in the top of the third after the Bean Ballers chase the starter Cooper Hathaway out of the game. Jackson Miller to the plate. First pitch he takes downstairs from Clark. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Felice on third. Misael Maldonado on first. Brandon Abernathy led off the inning with a triple. Felice scored him on a double, and then a single from Maldonado. Those three all 2 for 2 on the day. Next pitch to Miller, misses away, and he's ahead in the count. A nice hitter's count, 2-0 for the Bean Ballers slugger.
Yeah, and Clark coming to this sixth appearance, he's 2-0 across just 4 innings, and he has a 9 ERA, 5 strikeouts, because he gave up 4 runs in his first outing May 31st, just 1 run since.
The 2-0 to Miller. Misses in the dirt, and it gets behind the catcher. Felice is coming in to score. Maldonado to second. A wild pitch plates the second run for the Bean Ballers. Maldonado into scoring position. Still nobody out. 2-0 Decatur leads.
Yeah, just a miss. Fastball yanked it inside to Miller. And then Felice, a great read on it. That run will be charged to Cooper Hathaway, but there's a free run. Now you're looking to add more.
Decatur had a 3-run third yesterday. How many can they plate in this third inning? Miller ahead in the count, 3-0. Clark deals, misses upstairs, and Miller draws a free pass. 4-ball walk, the first hitter Clark faces. And now runners at first and second for Hampton Petska.
Walks have been a problem for Clark. That's now his 6th walk in just the 4 innings he's pitched, but he's coming off a shutout appearance Sunday against Burlington. 1 inning, didn't give up any runs or hits, and a strikeout. And then he went 10 days between appearances, but now just goes 3.
Clark peeks at Maldonado, gives him another look, now deals home. Petska takes downstairs for ball 1. If you're Petska, you are looking for your first hit. You've already drawn a walk today, but I would certainly be very patient at the plate as Clark has yet to find the strike zone through his first 5 pitches. Clark peeks at Maldonado again. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Chases a breaking ball outside. And Petska now even in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
You have to watch out for that tight little slider from Clark. Has great spin, tight movement, just off the plate. If that starts down the middle, it's going to be off the plate, but it starts inside.
The 1-1. It does start inside. Catches the zone. 1 ball and 2 strike. Now Petska down in the count. So it's 1-2. The Bean Ballers have already plated 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk in the inning. Clark staring down Maldonado. Deals home. The 1-2 misses away. A fastball outside that sends Ingram lunging at it to keep it in front of him. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count to Petska. This is now the 2nd straight game the Bean Ballers have plated the first run of the game. The 2-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Petska down on strikes. He's back to the dugout, being out number 1. Now Moises Fabriette to the plate, and Petska gives him a little note on the breaking ball from Clark.
Well, you can't give up on it right there. Again, it has tight spin from Clark. He tunnels it well with the fastball, and you can't give up on it if you're a right-handed hitter. If it's on the black, you just got to fight it off. Unfortunately, Petska not keeping the bat off his shoulders. First pitch to Fabriette is that breaking ball. Drops in there for strike 1. Moises popped out to the first baseman, Caden Frommel, his first time up in foul ground. He's got 2 on and 1 out, looking to drive in a run. The 0-1, runners go. Fabriette swings and misses. There's no throw from Ingram. It's a double steal. Maldonado now to third, Miller to second. That's a great job, and Ingram was looking to throw to second, but both middle infielder Bazil and Mishler were asleep, so now you get 2 in scoring position. Fabriette looking for an RBI. So far on the season, he only has 3. The 0-2. Fabriette lines it down the right field line, hooking foul. Well, you also have to think the double steal eliminates the double play as Decatur leads the Prospect League in double plays. 31 of times have they either grounded, lined, flied, any formation of a double play. But now you're out of the traditional sense of a ground ball double play.
We saw a few of those last night in Danville that just killed Bean Ballers' rallies. Fabriette still in the hole 0-2. Ground ball left side. Maldonado tries to score. He will. The throw is in time from Brazil to Frommel. And now they say Frommel dropped the ball.
He dropped it.
And Fabriette is safe at first. I doubt that'll be ruled as a base hit, but nonetheless, the Bean Ballers have plated 3 runs here in the third, and there's still only 1 out.
Yeah, it's just a good hustle play from Fabriette. He gets down the line, and then, yeah, Frommel just drops it. It just hits the back of his glove, and he drops it, so it's a great job.
The first error we assume for the LumberKings tonight. Last night, the Dans made 6 errors in the field against Decatur. First pitch, Keegan Farnes now to the plate, misses inside. It looked like Clark missed his spot so much that Ingram, who was set up outside, came inside, might have caught it as a strike, but his momentum took it as a ball and did not get the call. And Farnes ahead 1-0 in the count. He walked his first time up. Next pitch, Farnes takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. And they have now ruled that last ground ball from Fabriette as an error. Don't know who it's charged to, but we can assume it will be on the first baseman, Frommel. The 1-1. Farnes takes at the knees for strike 2. Miller on second. Fabriette on first. Already 3 runs in the inning for the Bean Ballers. The 1-2. Farnes takes a breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. That's another example of just giving up on the pitch a little too early. And they're 2 away now with 2 on in the top of the third.
Yeah, it's just a backdoor breaking ball. A great pitch from Clark. And again, I mean, I say this every game, but you sit fastball, you adjust the off speed, you can't give up on it. You got to foul it off after you have to, but a couple of backwards Ks in the inning.
Brennan Schultz to the plate, shows bunt, pulls it back, and once again gives up on the breaking ball too early as it drops in for strike 1. A little interesting to see him showing bunt with 2 outs, and now Landclaw's in on the grass at third. This time he does not show bunt, takes another breaking ball for strike 2. Clark looking to get a trio of strikeouts after the Bean Ballers have already plated 3 runs in the inning. Peeks at second, delivers home. Schultz takes another breaking ball downstairs. A good hold up from the Bean Ballers left fielder, and now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's very traditional curveball. Might even be 12-6 from Clark. But he's been going to that, had the command of it over the fastball.
Clark staring down Miller at second. Deals home, grounded right back to him. Running half the way, flips it to Frommel for out number 3. So the Bean Ballers leave a pair on base, but 3 hits to start the inning results in 3 runs for Decatur. We go to the bottom of the third. No longer a scoreless game. Bean Ballers lead 3-0. 3-0 in favor of the Decatur Bean Ballers here in Clinton, Iowa at Nelson Corp Field. The home LumberKings now 9-1-2 due up against Manuel Toro, Jackson Mischler, Cole Landklaus, and Jaden Bazil due up against the Venezuelan right-hander. Mischler to the plate, hitting from the right side. The first pitch from Toro, swung on, popped up in foul ground down the right field line. Petska is over, ranges in, and he makes the catch. Did not look like a comfortable catch, but nonetheless, it's out number one on the first pitch Mischler sees.
Yeah, the Petska is getting used to it. I mean, again, 6'3", 225, so he's got a lot of, force to move around and just trying to find his footing here. All natural surface. He didn't make the catch in the first inning. Makes the catch there, even though it wasn't necessarily a pretty bull in a China shot. But hey, an out's an out. Gets the job done.
Mischler was coming in hitting .321, but out on his first at-bat. First pitch next to Cole Landklaus, popped up in foul ground on the third base slide. Weiss in, and he makes the catch for out number two. 2 pitches, 2 foul pop-outs, 2 away here in the bottom of the third.
Oh, yeah, just another great pitch. Another fastball, Toro. LumberKing hitter under it. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. Great efficiency here in the third.
Now Jaden Bazil to the plate. Was hit by a pitch his first time up. But that's now 7 straight LumberKings sat down by Toro. First pitch, fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. Toro already has 4 punch-outs on the day. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Bazil chases a breaking ball that tails away from him, and he's behind in the count 0-2. A big hole up the middle. Farnes playing towards first base. Fabriette playing towards third. The next pitch from Toro. Breaking ball grounded down the third base line. Fair past a diving Weiss. Schultz over to pick it up. A big turn by Bazil into second base. He's safe with a double. The first extra base hit. Second hit on the day. And the LumberKings have a base runner with 2 away here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, it's a good 0-2 pitch. Bazil just gets his barrel on it and yanks it down the third base line and just scoots by the glove of Weiss. But it's a breaking ball down and away. If anything, it's just a little more elevated than you would like 0-2, but it's away from Bazil. He's just a good hitter, able to yank it down the third base line.
Now the guy with the other hit, Caden Frommel to the plate, singled his first time up against Toro as Toro takes a check back to Bazil, who slides back in time ahead of the tag from Farnes. But now Toro staring down Bazil, deals home. Frommel swings and misses over the top of a breaking ball. 0-1 now the count. And you talked about it. That double was sort of as much luck as it was skill. It was sharply hit, but on the ground. And just Weiss couldn't quite come up with it. And thus, Landklaus on second. Next pitch fouled away as Frommel way ahead of a breaking ball. And now he's behind in the count, 0-2. Toro from the stretch now. Farnes holds Landklaus on. Toro staring that way, now looks back. Farnes retreats. The 0-2 lined the right way, in for a base hit. Landklaus gets the wave, the throw to the plate from Maldonado, gets by Miller. A run is in, and Frommel is into second base. It'll be a single RBI. He moves up to second on the throw. And Bazil in to score the first run of the game for the LumberKings.
Yeah, it was just a fastball away to Frommel. Puts a good swing on it. He was a little late, but he still gets the barrel to it into right field. And just a tough pitch, 0-2 that time to Frommel. That fastball was elevated. Caught too much of the plate, but only 1 run home. If you can get Sobieschek right here, just keep the scoring at 1.
So now Isaac Sobieschek up to the box, struck out looking his first time up. Frommel on second. First pitch, breaking ball catches the outside corner from Toro to Sobieschek for strike one. He's gotten ahead after 2 pop-outs on the first 2 pitches of the inning. 0-2 to both of the first 2 hitters, but 0-2 base hits have plated the first run for the LumberKings. Now ahead in the count 0-1 against Sobieschek. Toro peeks at Frommel, deals home, swing and a miss. Sobieschek misses the breaking ball low and away, and he's behind in the count 0-2. And now if you're Toro, you got to make sure you can't catch the plate too much on an 0-2 pitch.
Hey, you want to bury that breaking ball, that slider like he just did, or a fastball elevated.
Toro peeking at second, deals home, 0-2, looped in the air. Abernathy in center. First back now ranges in, makes the catch with 2 hands to retire the side. So a pair of hits plate the first run for the LumberKings, but after the 3 spot from Decatur in the top of the inning, the Bean Ballers lead this one 3-1, headed to the 4th. Casey Clark, the right-hander, got all 3 outs for the LumberKings back in the top of the 3rd. Allowed both base runners he inherited to score, but nobody else for Decatur. And the LumberKings got a run back in the bottom of the 3rd, and thus it's a 3-1 ball game in favor of the visiting Bean Ballers. And now for Clark, it's the top of the order due up. Chase Weiss, Brandon Abernathy, and O'Neal Felice due up. And what he's got to do is he's got to be careful, especially of Abernathy, Felice, and possibly Maldonado, who all have 2 hits in their first 2 at-bats. First pitch to Weiss. Breaking ball misses inside for ball 1. Abernathy led off last inning with a triple, scored on Felice's double, who scored on a ground ball from Moises Febriette, or rather scored on a wild pitch before Maldonado scored on a Febriette ground ball that resulted in an error on the first baseman, Frommel. Now 1-1 from Clark. Breaking ball misses away. Weiss holds back, and he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's a good layoff. That's the pitch Clark was liking a lot in his first inning.
The 2-1 misses upstairs, ball 3. Was very close. Ingram held it there for a little bit, but did not get the call. The 3-1 to Weiss. Hit sharply down the left field line. That'll take short all the way back to the wall, but he watches it fade just foul of the left field foul pole. Weiss certainly gave that a drive, but nonetheless, it's strike 2. Count goes full.
Yeah, again, this wind is gusting at around 10 to 15 miles an hour from right field to left field, so that ball was smoked, but I think it just got up in the wind stream. Just pushed it well foul.
Payoff pitch. Weiss takes up and away. Ball 4. It's the second walk of the day for Clark. And the leadoff man aboard for the Bean Ballers for the 3rd straight inning. Now Brandon Abernathy to the plate. Tripled and scored his last time up. Also singled his first time up back in the first. Weiss on first base is not going. Breaking ball misses low. First pitch to Abernathy for ball one. And you talked about it, Truman. Last night the Bean Ballers were really good against the starter, Colin Asbury, but once Frazier came into the game for the Dans, it seemed that Decatur struggled against the bullpen. The 1-0 to Abernathy. Another breaking ball misses away, and he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Clark now from the stretch. Abernathy hitting from the right side. Weiss fakes as if he's going to go, then pulls back. Little flare hit down the first base line. Caught at second by Mischler. And Weiss was late getting back, but he does get back in time, and Mischler puts it in his back pocket. There's out number 1, still a runner on for the Bean Ballers in the top of the 4th.
That is not a good pitch from Clark. It was an elevated fastball. If Abernathy gets on top of it more, it's a line drive, but he gets under it. It's a tough 2-0 swing. He's 2-0. You're sitting dead red. That pitch a little elevated. He was a little late, and it's a pop-up instead of a drive into the gap.
So now O'Neal Felice to the plate. 2 for 2, a single and a double. Swings and misses at the first pitch breaking ball. Singled his first time up. Hit an RBI double in the right center gap. Just past the outstretched arm of Cale Jensen to score Abernathy the first run of the game. The 0-1, Weiss goes. It misses inside. The throw down is not in time, and Weiss slides in safely with a stolen base. So now another runner in scoring position for O'Neal Felice. And for Felice so far on the season, he's tied for the most RBIs, tied Jackson Snitko with that RBI triple last inning with 16 runs driven in. And for Weiss, that's his first stolen base attempt this season, first stolen base with the Bean Ballers in just his second game. It's a 1-1 count, runner on second, 1 out. Clark steps off the mound, recollects himself, and now he's back on the rubber. Weiss back off of second. Felice into his stance, hitting from the right side. Rather, it's 2-0 in the count. Clark deals, breaking ball misses low, and Felice ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes.
No, it's 2-1. He swung at the first pitch. Scoreboard just has it wrong, but still a hitter's count nonetheless. You're ahead here.
So that is not our mistake. That's the fault of the Nelson Corpfield scoreboard. But nonetheless, Felice behind the plate. Now the home plate umpire is sure to correct the scoreboard. So it is, in fact, 2 balls and 1 strike to O'Neal Felice. Weiss still on second. Bean Ballers looking to get that run back. Clark peeks at second. Another look at Weiss, delivers home. The 2-1 misses way away. Ingram can't come up with it. It gets behind him, and Weiss advances another 90 feet. He's now standing on third base.
And now it's a great count to hit him with 1 out. Ahead 3-1. Anything but the strikeout of the infield pop-up should score this run if you're Felice.
So for Clark so far, he's done a good job. He hasn't given up any hits after 6 hits were given up by the starter Hathaway, but he has struggled to find the zone, already given up 3 free passes, at risk of giving up another. The 3-1, Felice crunches in the air, deep to center. Schinkel back, now he ranges in, makes the catch. Weiss is tagging. The throw into the plate is not in time. It gets behind the catcher Ingram, but nonetheless, Weiss trots home. He scores his 2nd run of the year, the 4th run of the ball game, and the Bean Ballers take a 3-run lead yet again.
That's just good situational hitting, even though that flying ball got pushed towards the infield by the wind, but Weiss plenty of speed, and little small ball walk, a stolen base. You capitalize on the wild pitch, and then Felice just does his job, driving the run in, and you get that run back you allow in the bottom of the 3rd.
So Felice now retakes the RBI lead for the Bean Ballers. His 17th run driven in. First pitch to Misael Maldonado. A fastball misses away. Maldonado was the last hitter that Cooper Hathaway faced. He singled into left field, which put Felice to third. The 1-0. Maldonado grounds sharply, but right at the shortstop Griessel. Up on a couple of hops, tosses it to first in time for out number 3, but the Bean Ballers get that run back. They lead 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The man from Valencia, Venezuela, Manuel Toro, back to the mound for his 4th inning of work. He allowed a run back in the 3rd on a pair of hits by the LumberKings, but the Decatur Bean Ballers got that run back for him on a sac fly from O'Neal Felice to score Chase Weiss. And it's a 4-1 ball game. Toro back with a 3-run lead to the mound, and for him, he'll face 5, 6, 7. Tanner Short, Cale Jensen, and Grant Ingram due up for the LumberKings. Daniel Herzog, Truman Griessel back with you at Nelson Corp Field. First pitch, breaking ball, catches the outside corner. Strike 1 to Short, who struck out swinging back in the 1st inning to end the inning. One of 4 punch-outs on the board for Toro so far. Next pitch inside, it hits him. The second hit by pitch for the LumberKings, and the leadoff man is aboard.
That is tough from Toro. Just another breaking ball that gets away from him. Clips the right-hand hitter. Saw this in the 1st, but he got around it with a couple of strikeouts. So now see an early base runner. See if he can pitch his way around it. You want to throw up zeros after your offense scores. The most important thing you can do as a pitcher because it keeps the momentum on your side, and especially a quick inning. You don't want to allow the LumberKings to linger here in the 4th. You want to sap their energy real quick.
Now it's a lefty to the plate. Right fielder Cale Jensen takes a fastball just downstairs for ball 1. Jensen popped out in foul ground. One of a trio of pop-outs that Toro has gotten into foul ground so far. LumberKings haven't really squared him up much. Breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes now the count to Jensen. Look, last pitch looked very close. Might have just been off the plate inside, but it's a 2-0 count. Toro deals. Grounded right side. Petska fields it, tosses to second, and it's in time for the out. Febriette dropped it. Umpire says it's on the transfer. And the Bean Ballers cut down the lead runner on a 3-6 putout.
And it's a gutsy gamble by Petska to throw it to second. This ball was not hit particularly hard. He had to come in on the grass, and Short runs well, but he fields it, spins over that left shoulder, and fires a missile to Febriette. Cuts down the lead runner and keeps the double play intact.
So now Jensen replaces Short at first, now 1 away. First pitch, breaking ball misses inside to Grant Ingram, who is another one of Toro's strikeout victims. The last punch-out he had back in the 2nd inning, but he's ahead in the count 1-0. Toro to the stretch. The next pitch, breaking ball at the knees, gets the call for strike 1. Jensen with a very short lead at first base. Does not look as if he's thinking of testing the arm of Jackson Miller. The next pitch from Toro, breaking ball tails away, ball 2. And now 2-1, the count, 1 out, runner on first. Toro back to his motion, kick and deal the 2-1. Line sharply into left field. Schultz ranges in, now ranges back. It's off the wall. He collects it quickly. Jensen into third. Ingram standing up into second with a double. There are runners on second and third. Only 1 out for the LumberKings here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and this ball was smoked, and well, Brandon Schultz never saw it. The sun is right in his eyes. The sun is over the first base side, so it's shining right into left field. And Schultz never saw this ball, thankfully for both him and Manuel Toro. It's just off the wall. It's a bit of a weird configuration out left. It's 330 to the foul pole, curves up, but then comes back in a U shape before curving back up to meet the left center field wall, but it's off the wall just for a double.
The next pitch in there for strike 1 to Brody Schinkel, now up to the plate. Flew out to Schultz in deep left field his first time up, and that's sort of been the problem so far for Toro this season. He can get squared up. Already the second extra base hit for the LumberKings today. The 0-1 to Schinkel. He swings, lofts this foul, and out a play off to the left.
Well, there's a reason why Toro has so much success. He just throws a lot of strikes. Just continues to attack these hitters. He's the aggressor. He's not trying to be cute. He's going right after him.
Toro back to work. The 0-2. Line sharply down left field line in Schultz's direction again. He watches it land at the base of the wall. 1 run is in. Ingram coming across to score. The throw is just behind him. He's safe as Miller drops it. A pair of runs scored. And the LumberKings have cut the Bean Ballers' lead to 4-3 on the 2-run double from Brody Schinkel.
Yeah, just another not good 0-2 pitch. This is a breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. There's also a thing is, yes, you're a strike thrower, but also just about pitching and not just throwing strikes. And that time is a bad pitch. Middle breaking ball in 0-2. That pitch should be down and away, get him to chase. And it's a good swing, and back-to-back doubles have plated 2 runs. Now it's just a 1-run ball game.
That's now the third 0-2 base hit Toro's given up. First pitch swinging is Jackson Mishler. Flies it down the right field line. Maldonado ranges over near the bullpen, makes the catch. A toss across the diamond. Gets by Weiss. And the LumberKings are going to tie this game. Just something Maldonado did not need to make a play on. Tries to get Schinkel all the way from in foul ground in right field. Throws it all the way towards third over the head of Weiss. And we've got a tied ball game at 4-4.
Yeah, and it's one of those, I mean, you said it best. Did not need to throw this ball at all. No chance to get Schinkel. This is just a bad play, a play you don't need to make. And it costs them.
So now 2 outs in the inning. Base is empty, but it's a tied ball game at 4-4. First pitch from Toro to Cole Landclaws. Top of the order now up. Misses rather in the zone for strike 1. Miller couldn't quite come up with it, but it is strike 1. But back-to-back days, the Bean Ballers score 3 runs to open the scoring, but can't hold that 3-run lead. As the next pitch, breaking ball misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Landclaws is 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a pop out to Weiss in foul ground. The 1-1 from Toro. Lined into right center. Abernathy ranging over, as is Maldonado. It'll drop in between them. Another base hit as Landclaws is on with a 2-out single. A little flare off the end of the bat that falls perfectly in between Maldonado and Abernathy. There's a big outfield here at Nelson Corp Field. And Landclaws finds the outfield grass with his first hit of the day. And now a guy the Bean Ballers are yet to retire, Jaden Bazile, to the plate. 1 for 1 with a double and a hit by pitch. First pitch from Toro, runner goes. It's in the dirt. Miller digs it out. but can't collect it on the transfer. It's a stolen base for Landclaws, who's into scoring position. And now if you're Toro, you really got to recollect yourself. You had the lead. You relinquished it on that throwing error from Maldonado, but still, it's a tied ball game. A pickoff throw, but Landclaws is back in time ahead of the tag from Farnes. And now 1-0 still the count to Misael at the plate. Toro staring down second, now deals home. 1-0 misses downstairs. And it's 2-0 to Misael.
And Misael's had 2 good at-bats against Toro, so you can't risk putting something too good in the zone. And John Tony's going to come out and talk with Toro. And not like the wheels have fallen off. He's, again, it's been his problem all year. He throws a lot of strikes, but now he's got to take his game to the next level. Competitive strikes, get those swings and misses. Well, he tallied 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. No strikeouts these last inning and 2/3. And guys are just squaring him up now. Just pitches too good in the middle of the plate are just getting hit around. So now you need to locate more while still throwing competitive pitches.
Yeah, you talked about it, Truman. It felt like he was doing a nice job with his locations. Really had that breaking ball firing on all cylinders through those first 2 innings where he gave up just 1 hit, hit 1 batter, but struck out 4 and allowed no runs. But since then, the LumberKings have made an adjustment. They've plated 4 runs. It's possible part of it is just Toro started to miss his spots, but they've started to square him up. And now the mound visit disperses, and he's going to have to find a way out of this jam. Misael back into the batter's box, hitting from the right side. Landclaws off of second base. Toro peeks that way. The 2-0 home is lofted back and out of play for strike 1. Elevated fastball. All Misael could do was get under it and just grab a piece. There's strike 1. Toro from the stretch, staring down Landclaws. A long look, now deals home. 2-1 misses downstairs. It's a nice 3-1 hitters count for Misael, who's already reached twice today. Toro gets the sign from Miller for the 3-1. Looks at Farnes. The 3-1 home. Runner goes. Chopped right side. Through for a base hit. And Landclaws will come in to score easily. As a great piece of hitting for Misael. Hit it towards the left side. In fact, Landclaws did a nice job shielding the ball as it got through into left field. And a 4 spot already here in the bottom of the 4th has given the LumberKings the lead.
Well, it's a play, Charlie Weiss. You got to play the ball first. He plays the runner instead and vacates the hole, and that's just chopped right where he is. Got to recognize it was a great jump. Weren't going to get him anyway.
The first pitch fouled back. Miller gives it a look, but it's out of play to Caden Frommel. And Frommel today is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a run batted in. The 0-1 runner goes line through for a base hit into center field. The throw comes into third. Frommel's hung up between first and second, but retreats back to first after Petska had left the bag. It was lined into center. Abernathy picked it up, and Misael, who was running on the play, easily got into third. And now runners at the corners. Another base hit, the 8th of the game for the LumberKings. They threatened to extend their lead.
That's a very good offense that Toro had to contend with here in this game. And they're showing it why. The LumberKings, a top 5 offense in terms of team batting average. They also average the 4th most runs. They average almost 10 hits per game. They're already at 8 here, not even through 4 innings.
First pitch to Isaac Sobieschek hits him. Sobieschek was the 9th runner to the plate, which means the LumberKings have batted around, and because he was hit, they've now loaded the bases for Tanner Short back to the plate. He was hit by a pitch himself to lead off this inning.
Yeah, this inning started with a hit by pitch, and now it continues with a hit by pitch. And well, now that Toro's being hit around.
Toro back to the windup with the bases loaded. The first pitch to short is lofted back and out of play for strike one. But again, this inning started with a hit by pitch to short. He was then cut down on a 3-6 fielder's choice. But then back-to-back doubles got the scoring started in this inning for the LumberKings. And they haven't stopped. It's been a 4-spot already, threatening to score more with the bases loaded. Now 1-1 the count after a breaking ball misses low. Toro back to work quickly. The 1-1 from the windup. Breaking ball misses inside. 2-1 now the count to short. And you have to wonder if this is his last inning, as the right-hander Charlie Linderman is up and throwing in the Bean Ballers bullpen. The 2-1 from Toro. Lined over the head of Farnes and into center field for a base hit. Station to station as Brazil comes in to score. Frommel to third. Sobieschek to second. And Tanner Short, a single to drive in a run. LumberKings now lead 6-4.
Yeah, just another fastball middle of the plate and just an easy swing. This team are run by their offense. When they're at their best, they're scoring runs, getting hits, and they have just done this in this inning. They have kept the line moving and done it by swinging the bats.
So now Cale Jensen to the plate. Swings and fouls one back. Grounded into a force out his last time up, which is earlier this inning for out number one. Came around to score on a 2-run double from Brody Schinkel. Behind in the count 0-1, hitting from the left side. Toro deals. Schinkel takes in the dirt. It gets by Miller. A run is coming in to score as Frommel crosses the plate. It's the 6th run of the inning for the LumberKings, who lead 7-4.
Yeah, now just an uncharacteristic wild pitch that just gets through the legs of Miller. And, well, he set up on a knee. His right knee was down on the ground, and the pitch just goes through the 5-hole. He kind of opens it up to try and block instead of squeezing and becoming a wall. He allows more space, and that ball just gets through. Doesn't get a glove on it. Another run comes in.
So now Sobieschek to third, short to second. Toro back to work. The 1-1. Line back and out of play, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the count to Jensen. This has been a tough inning for Toro. The last 5 men have all reached. And the LumberKings have mounted a 2-out rally. 1-2, grounded right side. Petska fields it, flips to Toro, covering the bag to retire the side, but not before a 6 spot is put up by the LumberKings, who entered this half of the inning down 3. They now lead by 3, 7-4. Over the Decatur Bean Ballers as we head to the 5th inning here at Nelson Corp Field.
Gavin McCullough is the third pitcher of the night here for Clinton. Takes over for Casey Clark. He gave up 1 run in 2 innings pitched. He'll get the middle of this Decatur order 5, 6, and 7 as Decatur, they came into the bottom of the 5th up 4-1, but they now trail 7-4 as a 6 spot put up in the bottom of the 4th by the Clinton LumberKings offense. And now it's McCullough, who's 0-2 on the season with a 5.54 ERA, making his 8th appearance. Comes in with 13 innings pitched.
Yeah, it was just that elusive third out that Danville couldn't quite get. Allowed 5 straight to reach with 2 outs. And it was something that plagued them yesterday, a pop-up that fell on the infield. And the Danville Dans plated 3 runs after it fell and took the lead 6-3. Danville ended up, or rather Decatur ended up coming back, but falling in the bottom of the 9th after allowing 3 runs. They got to come back again today.
Jackson Miller, the first one to greet him, and he smacks the first pitch right at the center fielder, Schinkel, who comes in on the run to make the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out for Gavin McCullough. McCullough, an Austin, Texas native, representing McLennan Community College. The last time on the mound for McCullough, came back on June 25th, gave up 4 runs on 8 hits across an inning and 2/3 against Quincy. We're hoping he replicates that here against Decatur as the first pitch to Hampton Petska is outside.
Yeah, for Miller, that was just unlucky again. He squared up the first pitch he saw on the first, squares this one up, but finds the LumberKings glove for out number 1.
Fastball downstairs, 2-0. Petska's walked and struck out so far tonight. Just 2 appearances out of the 7 for McCullough has he not allowed a run. 2-0 right at the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Petska to be a little more aggressive at the plate. He drew a 5-pitch walk and struck out looking, so he's got to bring the bat off his shoulders.
Fouls a fastball off, and the count is even at 2-2. For McCullough in 3 innings on June 18th, he gave up 4 runs on 3 hits against the O'Fallon Hoots. We'll see how long he goes tonight. 3 innings is his longest, and he's been anywhere between 1 and 3. 2-2 pitch to Petska. On a hop, over to Bazil at short. 2 up, 2 down here in the Bean Baller 5th.
Yeah, really nice play made by Bazil. He does a nice job of scooting over just the tiniest bit to get the best angle at the ball, puts the glove down early, receives it well, tosses across the diamond. Just a textbook play on a ball that took a little bit of time to get to him, but nonetheless he makes the play for out number 2, and now nobody on for Febriette.
Opponents are hitting .346 against Gavin McCullough. He's given up 18 hits. First pitch swung on and missed from Moises Febriette. He reached on errors last time up. He's now faced a 3rd different pitcher in his 3rd at-bat. The 0-1, outside, 1-1. Febriette coming into this one just hitting .143 on the road. Just 3 hits and 21 at-bats. He's already 0 for 2 tonight. Breaking ball backs him off the plate, 2-1. He's trying to get it going. He hit just .167 in the month of June. He's trying to have a red-hot July. The pitch from McCullough, chop foul. Count is even, 2-2. Bean Ballers 0-4 to start the second half of the Prospect League. They trail the Terre Haute Rex, who lead the Central Division. 3-0 start for the Rex. 2-2 from McCullough. Off the end of the bat, slicing away from the center fielder Schinkel, and it's down in the right center field power alley. Febriette dives headfirst into second base, and he's got a 2-out double.
Yeah, this is one of the few times so far this season that Febriette does sort of square up this ball. It's a little towards the end of the bat as he's full extension reaching at this pitch, but he gets plenty of it, hooks it away from Schinkel, and has his 3rd extra base hit of the season. So to my point, we haven't seen him square a ball up too much, but when he does, it goes a long way.
Man in scoring position with 2 outs for Keegan Farnes. First pitch to him, fastball at the knees, 0-1. Farnes has also walked and struck out through his 2 at-bats. For Februet, that was his 8th hit and also his 2nd double of the summer. The 0-1 to Farnes. Dribbled off the glove of the pitcher. Tough play for Bazil. He barehands and he fires and he gets Farnes by half a step. McCullough redirected it. The shortstop Bazil makes another nice play. A 2-out double, all for naught for Decatur. We're halfway home here in Clinton. Your Ballers trail the LumberKings 7-4. Seven, 8, 9 due up for Clinton. They'll face a new arm on the bump. Charlie Linderman takes over for Manuel Turo. Goes 4 innings, gives up 7 runs on 9 hits, striking out 4. Doesn't walk anybody, hit 2 batters. Hit 3 batters, and, well, a 6-run 4th did Toro in, as now the Ballers are trailing, and Linderman trying to throw up a 0. He's pitched in 10 1/3 innings. He's 1-1, making his 4th appearance. It'll be his 3rd out of the bullpen. 5 strikeouts, just 4 walks. And he'll look to have a better appearance on the mound than he did Saturday, the last time he pitched for Decatur.
Yeah, Truman, for Toro, it was a strong outing to start things off. Through the first 2 innings, 4 punch-outs. It seemed like that breaking ball was really working for him. He was finding his locations, but as the LumberKings got a second look at him, that's where he really ran into trouble. And ultimately, that 6-run 4th inning is what completely did the damage for him, and now he exits and makes way for Linderman.
Last time out for Linderman came in the 2nd game of the doubleheader Saturday against Jackson. He took the loss in 3 innings. He gave up 4 runs on 3 hits. Did strike out 2, but the big thing for him, he walked 2 and he also hit 3 batters. We'll see how his control is tonight, because his job is to throw up zeros, see if the Bean Ballers bats can come back alive. Grant Ingram, the first one to face him. Fastball backs him off the plate, 1-0. Ingram 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled and scored last inning, also struck out looking against Toro. Fastballs pop straight up on the infield. Over towards short. Februet in shallow left field. Comes back in right on the edge of the dirt. And's got it with 2 hands for the first out.
Yeah, it was a good out to get if you're Linderman. You just have Ingram to completely get under this one. Ingram squared up that double his last time up. Hit it to the base of the wall in left field. Does not square this one up, to say the least. Pops it sky high. And it takes a while to drop, but when it drops, it finds the glove of Februet for out number 1.
Brody Schinkel, he also had a double last inning. Slider to him on the outside corner for strike 1. That double was his 2nd of the season, drove in his 18th and 19th RBIs of this 2026 campaign, now 3rd on the team in that department. The 0-1 pitch, fastball, flared up into center, but Abernathy on the run. He's got it. And 2 up, 2 down to start Charlie Linderman's night.
Yeah, for Schinkel, this pitch gets plenty of it. Just puts it right at Abernathy, maybe just a little bit off the end of the bat, but it hangs up just long enough. 2 quick outs for Linderman, looking to hang up a 0.
9-hole hitter Jackson Mishler, the only guy who has not reached base tonight for the Clinton LumberKings. First pitch to him's off the plate, 1-0. Mishler still riding that 7-game hitting streak. He's had 11 hits, including 8 runs batted in during the stretch. 1-0 inside, 2-0. He's put a couple of balls in the air tonight. One over to first to Petska. And then back in the 4th, he flied out to Maldonado in foul territory down the right field line. Linderman out of the windup. The 2-0. Lined into left center field, and that's going to be down. Abernathy cuts it off, trying to stretch it into a double will be Mishler, and he'll be in there head first with a 2-out double, extending his hit streak to 8 games.
Yeah, this is the first pitch that Linderman really misses. It's just right over the middle of the plate, as several mistakes from Toro were, and it gets the same result. He gets punished for it. It's an extra base hit, and if you're Linderman, you have a really disgusting pickoff move. You have a chance to pull it out now, but unfortunately for you, it's a lot more with runners on first, not quite as much with runners on second.
Back to the top, Cole and close. First pitch, he skies it out towards left. Brandon Schultz backpedals a few steps, and he squeezes it for out number 3. 2-out double, all for naught for Jackson Mishler. He's stranded out there at second. Charlie Linderman throws up a 0, and we're through 5 full innings here at Nelson Corp Field. Your Bean Ballers still trail the LumberKings 7-4. Looking for a big comeback here on the first night of July.
(9-1-2) due up for the Bean Ballers here as we're set to start the top of the 6th. LumberKings lead 7-4 in Clinton. The first pitch to Brandon Schultz. He takes at the knees for strike 1. Schultz is 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. Decatur put the first 3 runs across as Schultz lines one up the middle. Diving play from both middle infielders, but that's through for a base hit. And Schultz, just a few days removed from his first hit of the season, has picked up base knock number 2. Leadoff man aboard, top of the order, due up for Decatur.
Well, they say hits come in bunches, and, well, Schultz got his first hit Sunday. Took him a couple at-bats here tonight, but a leadoff hit trying to spark a rally. Again, the Bean Ballers down by 3. Last night, it seemed like they were in store for their first multi-run comeback of the season. Eventually all for naught, but maybe here tonight in Clinton, Iowa, maybe Iowa's different.
Now the next pitch catches the zone, a breaking ball to Chase Weiss, who walked and scored after stealing a base his last time up. Other than that, he's 0 for 2 with a pair of ground balls. A check on Schultz to no avail from McCulloch, who's on for his second inning of work. Gave up a 2-out double to Moises Febriet last inning, but got the last out after that. Schultz is going on a breaking ball that misses away, and he slides in safely with a stolen base.
Yeah, Schultz feeling a little confidence. It's a great jump off McCulloch. Slides in feet first, but puts a man in scoring position, trying to make something happen. A little bit of small ball, a little bit of just, hey, let's write your own story.
So for Schultz, that's his second stolen base of the season on as many attempts. He's now in scoring position. The 1-1 to Weiss. Lined through for a base hit to the right side. Schultz gets the way from Arroyo. He's coming in to throw to the plate. Slide, not in time. The Bean Ballers have cut the lead to 2 on an RBI single from Chase Weiss. And now a runner aboard. Still nobody out. Brandon Abernathy to the plate.
Well, there you go, Chase Weiss. There's your first real hit after not a bunt single, and it's a good piece of hitting. Just goes the other way, and a little bit of a gutsy send from Gabe Arroyo, but playing deep out and right was Jensen. And Schultz able to beat the throw. You know, you're down by 3 runs, nobody out. You might play, hey, let's keep guys aboard, but sends pays off.
So now Weiss on first. Not going on the pitch. Misses upstairs on a breaking ball. 1-0 now the count to Abernathy, who's 2 for 3 today. Singled his first time up back in the first. A triple to lead off the third, then came around to score on an RBI double from O'Neal Felice. Flew out his last time up. The 1-0. Weiss goes. It's in there for a strike. Throw down is in time to get Weiss. Gunned down trying to steal his second stolen base of the day, but he's caught stealing on a good throw from Ingram.
And that time it was just a tough jump from Weiss. He tried the swim move, thought he might have gotten that hand in there, but it's a good throw from Ingram. And that one a little too gutsy, I think. I think he had the momentum. I know you're trying to steal, get in scoring position. He got the heart of the order due up.
The next pitch from McCulloch now in the windup. Grounded right side, fielded by Mishler. Flips to Frommelt for out number 2. So now 2 away after Weiss's base knock is erased as he's caught stealing second. And O'Neal Felice to the plate with the bases naked. Felice today is 2 for 2. A single, an RBI double, and a sac fly his last time up. From the windup, McCulloch deals. Felice takes a breaking ball downstairs for ball 1. Got the day off against Danville. He was removed from Sunday's game against the Jackson Rockabillys. 1-0 to Felice. Fastball just off the outside corner. 2-0. The Bean Ballers' designated hitter is quickly ahead in the count. McCulloch from the windup. Felice hitting from the right side, the 2-0. Felice takes a strike at the top of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count to the Bean Baller slugger. And for him, that RBI double back in the third to get the scoring started was double number 7 for Felice as he loops this one into shallow center. Bermuda Triangle ranges over, and none of them are capable to make the catch. It was Mishler and Brazil coming out from second and short respectively. Schinkel running in, but none of the trifecta could make the grab as Felice has his third base knock. He's 3 for 3 today, and the Bean Ballers have a 2-out base runner.
Now one of the best games we've seen in a long while for O'Neal Felice, and is off the hands, not a pretty swing, but playing deep with Schinkel, and then a long run for Bazil and Mishler. None of them come up with it. And see if the Bean Ballers have a little 2-out magic that the LumberKings used in the 4th.
Yeah, for Felice, he had drawn a walk but grounded into a pair of double plays Sunday. So it's possible that the benching yesterday was just a message being sent by Gabe Arroyo, and message received as Felice is 3 for 3. Now fastball in there for strike 1 to Maldonado. McCulloch from the stretch working quickly. The 0-1 to the plate. Misses the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now to Misael, who's 2 for 3 today. A pair of singles and a stolen base, but his throwing error is what is looming large as it allow the tying run to score. The Bean Ballers have gotten a run back. The 1-1. Maldonado grounds towards third. It's off the glove of Landclaws and into left field. It's a sharp ground ball. We'll see how they score it. But Felice up to second, Maldonado to first base.
Yeah, it's hit sharply off the glove of Landclose, and it's a hit for Maldonado. He torched that ball, and moving to his left, Landclose would have been a tough play anyway, and just skips off the glove. And back-to-back solid pieces of hitting. Now you got Jackson Miller up, who's had a couple of good swings, still looking for that first hit.
So it is base hit number 11 on the board for the Bean Ballers. Jackson Miller to the plate. He's hit the ball hard several times, but 0 for 2 with a walk so far. McCulloch deals inside. Miller takes ball 1. And it's something that's different here at Nelson Corp Field so far today. The official score has been a lot more generous and favorable towards the hitters rather than giving errors to fielders, as last night several could have been base hits. And now a check back to Felice at second, and he is caught napping. And there's out number 3. So McCulloch gives up a pair of base runners, allows a run to the Bean Ballers, but Felice is picked off. And Decatur leaves 2 on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-5, LumberKings still lead. It's been a hit brigade for both squads here in Clinton, Iowa at Nelson Corp Field. The visiting Bean Ballers have 5 runs on 11 hits. The host LumberKings 7 runs on 10 hits, 21 hits combined across the board. But for Decatur, because of the hits, a lot of their issues, the reason it's a 2-run deficit. They've run into outs on the base pass. Brandon Abernathy was caught trying to score from second on a Misael Maldonado single thrown out by Brody Schinkel. 8-2 put out back in the first. And then back in the 6th, a pair of Bean Ballers run into outs on the base pass as Charlie Linderman, first pitch, breaking ball, catches the corner. He's got 2-3-4 as Jaden Bazile, the shortstop, to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 6th. It's a 7-5 ball game. The 0-1. Breaking ball just off the outside corner. Linderman tries and fails to replicate his success from pitch 1. And the count is evened up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Linderman working from the windup. Bazile hitting from the right side. The 1-1. Breaking ball skips a few feet in front of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike now, the count to Bazile. But the Bean Ballers, again, have run into outs on the base pass. Last inning had 4 hits, but Chase Weiss was caught stealing. O'Neal Felice was picked off at second base. The 2-1 misses upstairs, and Decatur only scored 1 run in the inning when they left plenty up for grabs. Now a 3-1 count. Linderman behind Bazile. The 3-1 misses upstairs, almost hits him. And Misael draws his second free pass. First walk of the day, and now he's on for the fourth time.
I think it's funny when Decatur has 7 of their 11 hits in the first and sixth innings combined and just 1 run between the 2 innings. And it's been about situational hitting and not beating yourself because you've been on the LumberKings pitching, but now tough spot for Linderman.
Now Linderman, who has a wonderful pickoff move, and he tries it there, does not get Misael, who's back in time quickly, but we've already seen a few pickoffs so far this season, 2 for Linderman. He's also had a runner caught stealing as he does a nice job. Another pickoff check, and Misael back just in time. What he does is looks towards home plate, and as soon as he looks back from first towards home, and he jolts quickly. Another check, and this time he's got him. Third time is the charm for Charlie Linderman, who has his 3rd pickoff of the season. Misael back to the dugout, out number 1. Now bases empty.
That's just a good job. You got to really be sure if you're over there at first. And Linderman, it's fast. You don't usually see that from a righty. But the chemistry he has with the first baseman.
Linderman back to the windup. First pitch fastball right down Main Street to Caden Frommelt, who is also a guy trying to reach for the 4th time. But while Misael has done it in 4 different ways, a hit by pitch, double, single, and walk, it's been all singles for Frommelt so far today. The 0-1, breaking ball just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. But before he even throws a pitch to Frommelt, he has a wonderful pickoff move, 3 checks, and finally gets Misael at first. The 1-1 to the plate. Breaking ball chased and missed in the other batter's box, and Frommelt in the hole. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's the problem that Toro got into the starter for Decatur. He had a lot of 2-strike counts, but it was about finishing these at-bats with good pitches and not pitches right down the middle.
The 1-2 from Linderman. Another breaking ball, tails away, swings and misses, does Frommelt. And there's out number 2, the first punch out of the day for Charlie Linderman. Bean Ballers toss it around. Bases empty now. Sobie's check to the plate for the LumberKings.
Yeah, good pitch below the zone. A sharp breaking ball that started away, finished away, and was low and away. And those are the pitches on 2 strikes you want, especially to right-hand hitters that look up and then just swing through it. It's a great pitch sequence from Linderman.
So now Sobie's check to the plate. First pitch takes a fastball down Main Street, and that was part of it. He got ahead in the count 0-1 and then tunneled that fastball with a slider that looked as if it was on the same plane but just died into the other batter's box. Sobie's check also hitting from the right side. The next pitch from Linderman runs inside. Count now even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sobie's check today is 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch his last time up, but struck out looking and flew out against Manuel Toro. His first time facing Linderman as the next pitch, a breaking ball that dies into the other's batter's box, but Sobie's check does not chase, and he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Linderman from the windup. Into his motion, the 2-1. Another breaking ball, misses. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And his release point's just a little off now. He's yanking it, pulling it to the glove side. That's why he spiked about 3 in a row in that left-hand batter's box. I like the location he's going for. He's got to fix his release point slightly.
Sobie's check, a Villa Park, Illinois native. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Fastball inside. Can't quite get the barrel around to. And there's strike 2. Count goes full. Full count, 2 outs. Bases are empty. Bean Ballers still trying to keep the deficit at 2. Linderman into his motion. The payoff pitch. Downstairs, and Sobie's check draws the walk. And the LumberKings have a man aboard with 2 outs. So now Tanner Short to the plate. 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch and an RBI single. In part of that 6-run fourth inning. But for Sobieschek, that is walk number 19, leads the team. First pitch, breaking ball misses away to short. Weiss is hugging the line. Actually, both corner infielders hugging the lines as Petska is holding Sobieschek on. Linderman does not check over. Instead, the 1-0 is tapped foul at the plate off the foot of Short, who comes up gingerly. Now the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, for Linderman, this is just his 4th appearance. A check over. Sobieschek back in time. He's certainly alert after what he saw Linderman do to Misael. Not close on the first check. Very close on the second, and got him leaning on the third. The 1-1 to the plate. Popped up foul ground off to the right. Petska gives it a look, but it's out of play for strike 2. And right-hander Bruno Banuelos up in the pen for the Bean Ballers. Banuelos took the loss yesterday after blowing the save. Came in the 9th to relieve Daniel Ruiz, but couldn't quite keep the Dans off the board after the Bean Ballers had taken the lead in the top half. The 1-2 from Linderman. Breaking ball just off the outside corner. And Short stays alive. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on the LumberKings left fielder. The 2-2 misses away, another breaking ball, and the count goes full. Full count, 2 outs, runner on first. Linderman from the stretch. The payoff pitch, runner goes, misses upstairs. It's back-to-back 2-out walks. And runners now on first and second for the LumberKings here in the bottom of the 6th.
And just tough right there. You had 1-2 against Short, and you lose them all the way. Now you move a runner into scoring position. Back-to-back walks. And it's been the command of Linderman trying to make it as a pitcher here this summer that he's got to work on locating those breaking balls and the fastballs.
Jackson Miller out to have a chat with Linderman. It's just them two, no John Toney and no infield. Mound visit disperses. Linderman. And now Gabe Arroyo is out. And we'll see whether this is it or whether he just wants to talk. And it will be it for Linderman. After a pair of 2-out walks, he will exit. Bruno Banuelos into the game as the Bean Ballers try to get out number 3. We've got a pitching change here at Nelson Corp Field where the LumberKings still lead your Decatur Bean Ballers 7-5. You're listening to the official YouTube channel of the Decatur Bean Ballers. It's been a shootout so far at Nelson Corp Field. Daniel Herzog, Truman, Griessel back with you as the Decatur Bean Ballers trail 7-5 against the Clinton LumberKings over in Clinton, Iowa. And Bruno Banuelos, the right-hander, into the game to relieve Charlie Linderman. Banuelos inherits a pair of runners aboard. Isaac Sobieschek on second and Tanner Short on first, both walked. Cale Jensen to the plate, hitting from the left side. Banuelos peeks at Sobieschek, deals home. Fastball just misses the inside corner. 1 ball and no strikes.
And Banuelos trying to redeem himself 2-2 with a 6.38 ERA, making his 12th appearance. Last night, a little bit of command. He got hit around. Just throw strikes, find outs.
Banuelos from the stretch, the 1-0. Line sharply into center field. Abernathy ranging back and makes the catch for out number 3. Sharp contact by Jensen, but nonetheless it finds the glove of Abernathy. So the pair of 2-out walks gifted to the LumberKings by Linderman amount to nothing. We go to the 7th inning. It's still a 2-run ball game, 7-5 in favor of the LumberKings. 7-5, the Clinton LumberKings lead your Decatur Bean Ballers as we're set to start the top of the 7th. Gavin McCulloch on for his 3rd inning of work, and as he warms up, we'll take you around the Prospect League, check in on some other action. Down in Illinois Valley, the Burlington Bees traveling over from Iowa to Illinois win by a final score of 8-3. Meanwhile, the Danville Dans win a suspended game 12-3 at the Alton River Dragons. A final in 7 innings. The Quincy Doggy Paddlers knock off Champion City Half-Tracks on the road 15-4. It's 12-2 on the road. The Kokomo Creek Chubs all over the Du Bois County Bombers. Last chance for the Bombers in the bottom of the 9th. Top of the 9th, the Chillicothe Paints lead on the road against the Johnstown Mill Rats 12-5 in the top of the 9th. And top 7, the Lafayette Aviators once again on the road, ahead 7-1 against the Normal Corn Belters. Now McCulloch deals, and Jackson Miller first up swings and misses over the top of a breaking ball. But for Miller today, he was at the plate when O'Neal Felice was picked off at second by McCulloch. Now he's at the plate to start the 7th. The 0-1, Miller swings and misses again. A big cut, but comes up empty. And now he's down on the count quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. This was a game Decatur led 3-0 headed into the bottom of the 3rd, 4-1 heading into the bottom of the 4th, but 6th spot is all the difference in that bottom of the 4th. This pitch lined down the left field line, tailing away from the left fielder short. It lands fair. Miller wants extra bases. He's in easily with a stand-up double, and it's a leadoff double to start the 7th inning for Jackson Miller, and for him, that's another 2-bagger on the season. Double number 4, base hit number 10.
That's a good swing for Miller. 0-2 just shortens up. Launches one down the left field line. Doesn't try to pull it and roll over. Bean Ballers continue to hit. Can they finally come through with a clutch one?
It's the 12th hit of the day for Decatur. Miller to second. Hampton Petska to the plate. McCulloch deals. Petska grounds it to the right side. Fielded by Frommel at first. His only play is to the bag. Takes it himself for out number 1, but Miller advances to 3rd on the play.
Yeah, just a little tardy from Petska. He's going to want that pitch back because that's a middle fastball. And he's just a little late and just grounds it to first instead of ripping that into left center field. Moves 90 feet up, so now Moises Febriet, if he can put a ball deep in the outfield or a ground ball in the infield, You can cut into this lead and just trail by 1.
Fabriette today is 1 for 3 with a double his last time up. The next pitch from McCulloch is in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-0 now the count to Fabriette. And Miller's just 90 feet away. Should Fabriette bring him in, he would cut the LumberKings lead in half. McCulloch from the stretch. The 1-0. Fabriette takes a fastball right down Main Street. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the count to the Bean Ballers shortstop. A native of San Cristobal, the 1-1. Fabriette takes inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. He made his way to Decatur to follow his Little League teammate O'Neal Felice. Spent last season at Fisher College in Boston. The 2-1, Fabriette grounds foul down the third base line. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And when Fabriette had that double last time up, he was short to the ball, didn't get real long with his backswing. He was short and quick, got the hand through the zone right here. Sit fastball, just the off speed.
A 2-2 to Fabriette. McCulloch deals. Fabriette shortens up, fouls it off to the right now to play, and stays alive. That was the first hit that McCulloch gave up. He gave up 4 singles back in the 6th, and the Bean Ballers played it a run, but also ran into 2 outs. The 2-2, breaking ball in the dirt, bounces off of Ingram, but not far away enough for Miller to score. So Fabriette tells him to hold up, and the count goes full to the Bean Ballers shortstop. Infield shaded slightly to the right. The payoff pitch, Fabriette swings and misses. A big punch out for McCulloch as Fabriette is behind a fastball. He's out number 2, and Miller still stuck on third.
That's pretty much it. Just a fastball challenged him from McCulloch. And Fabriette tardy. That's a pitch you should hit. And just an unfortunate at bat.
So now Keegan Farnes to the plate for Decatur. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Farnes today 0 for 2. Walked his first time up, but since then a ground out and a strikeout. McCulloch back into his motion. Breaking ball drops in for strike 2. And that's something that's plagued him so far today, just giving up on pitches too early. It's something that's also plagued other Bean Ballers. He's not the only one guilty of it. This next pitch, a breaking ball, instead drops in the dirt. Holds up his swing, does Farnes. And the count is 1-2 to Decatur second baseman. And Farnes and Hampton Pescar are the only Bean Ballers who haven't had a base hit. The 1-2, Farnes fouls off to the left and out of play, but both of them have reached on a walk. So every Bean Baller has reached so far today, be it by a hit or a walk. Now Farnes, a 1-2 count, looking to drive in a run. He's got 6 RBIs already on the season. The 1-2, chopped at the plate, right back to McCulloch. He fields it, tosses to first in time. Miller is stranded at third. The Bean Ballers can't plate a run in the 7th. We go to the bottom half of that inning. Still 7-5 in favor of the Clinton LumberKings, and time to stretch here at Nelson Corp Field. Bottom of the 7th, the Decatur Bean Ballers down to their final 6 out, but before then, they're going to ask Bruno Banuelos for another 0. Banuelos got the last out of the 6th inning on a fly out from Cale Jensen to Brandon Abernathy in center. Banuelos, of course, took the loss and blew the save last night in Danville. Looking for a different result. He's got the bottom of the order for the Clinton LumberKings. Due up in the bottom of the 7th, Grant Ingram, Brody Schinkel, Jackson Mishler for Clinton, who lead this one 7-5 so far. Ingram to the plate, 0 for 3 today with a double. Banuelos from the windup. Into his motion, the first pitch. Breaking ball grounded left side, fielded by Weiss. Tosses across the diamond in time. A nice play to make a forehand grab. Toss across the diamond. And there's out number 1 for Banuelos.
That's what you want to see from Banuelos, inducing weak contact, not letting guys square him up, just attacking the zone and getting ahead of hitters. That's a great one pitch, one out.
So now Brody Schinkel to the plate. He's also 1 for 3 with a double on the day. There have been a lot of extra base hits for the LumberKings. And it was a 2-run double for Schinkel back in the 4th. First pitch from Banuelos. Fastball just inside. Ball 1. Mishler, who's on deck, is also 1 for 3 with a double. Banuelos into his motion. The 1-0. Misses up and in again. Now 2 balls and no strike that count to Schinkel. Banuelos from the windup. The 2-0 to the plate. Grounded up the middle. Febriette ranges over, grabs it, tosses in one motion to first in time. A nice play on the run made by Moises Febriette. And they're 2-away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it's another weak ground ball off the hands, dribbled up the middle. Febriette gets a tough hop, but he plays through it, works through the ball, keeps his momentum going forward, and he stays low. Doesn't let that arm get way up there. Stands straight up. That's when we've seen those overthrows of first. Throws it right to the heart of Hampton Petska.
So now Jackson Mishler to the plate. 1 for 3 with a double, as we mentioned. First pitch from Banuelos. Misses away, ball 1. And it was Mishler's at-bat in the 4th that was important. He flew out to Misael Maldonado in foul territory in right field, but Maldonado tried to catch Brody Schinkel tagging and moving up to 3rd. As the 1-0 is grounded to the left side, Febriette called on again, fields it, toss across the diamond, scooped and can't come up with it is Petska. It gets away, and Mishler into second base. The throw was a little bit low. It was a hop that was probably fieldable for Petska, but couldn't quite come up with it. It'll go down in the book as an error, likely on Febriette. And the E6 has put a runner in scoring position.
Well, it's a short hop. You prefer to give your first baseman a long hop, and that time Febriette just didn't have enough on it. He was running kind of away from first base, but still should have made the play, and then the spacious foul territory plays against Decatur as Mishler able to get to second.
So now Mishler on second, top of the order due up. It's Cole Landclaws. His first at-bat against Banuelos. Banuelos now from the stretch. First pitch in there for a strike, a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. And for Landclaws today, he's 1 for 4 with a single and a stolen base. Banuelos from the stretch again. Landclaws hitting from the right side against the righty. A peek at second. Another look. Now delivers home. 0-1 misses away on a breaking ball. Good stop from Miller to keep it from going behind him and keep Mishler to second base. But as we were talking about before Mishler hit that ground ball, he hit a fly ball down the right field line in foul territory. Maldonado tried to throw across the diamond to 3rd to catch Schinkel tagging up. It went over Weiss's head, and Schinkel scored the tying run. A pickoff throw, and Mishler's back just in time. And after that, 3 more runs were put across as that catch from Maldonado was the second out of the inning. But the LumberKings played to 3 more runs, took the lead, and they haven't relinquished it yet. Threatening to score more with a runner on second. Banuelos looking that way. Looks back home. Another peek to second. Delivers home the 1-1. Line foul into the netting. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Landclaws at the plate. On deck is Jaden Bazil, who's reached on all 4 at-bats so far today. All 4 plate appearances, rather. The 1-2, line down the right field line, hooks foul and out of play. So we'll do it again. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Landclaws. But Bazil on deck has reached all 4 times, so if you're Banuelos, this is the out you want. Bazil was hit by a pitch in the first, doubled in the third, and then singled and an RBI single in the fourth. That came around to score after coming around to score in the third, and walked his last time up before he was picked off by Linderman back in the 6th. The 1-2 lined up the middle. Abernathy comes in. He'll play it on a hop. Runner coming around trying to score. The throw to the plate is in time. A nice outfield assist from Brandon Abernathy to catch Mishler trying to score. The 8-2 putout keeps the lead at 7-5 for the LumberKings. We go to the 8th inning. Bean Ballers down to their final 6 outs, still chasing 2 runs.
It's the lefty Miller Tavaloni, the 4th pitcher of the night here for Clinton. He takes over for Gavin McCullough, went 3 innings, gave up 1 run on 6 hits, and just 1 strikeout. Now Tavaloni on in a save situation with the Bean Ballers down to their final 6 outs. They're needing to stage a comeback. It'll be 9-1-2 due up here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, for Decatur, this is the exact part of the order you had due up in the top of the 6th. Brandon Schultz got you a single and stolen base before he scored a run, but Decatur ran into 2 outs on the base pass in that inning and left plenty up for interpretation. Can they stage a comeback? This is the first lefty you've seen from the LumberKings today.
For the battle between Schultz and Tavaloni, catcher Ingram out to talk to his left-handed arm. Tavaloni out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma, representing Allen County Community College, making his 9th appearance. He's 2-0 with a 7.42 ERA across 13 1/3 innings. He's got 12 strikeouts in those 13 innings. And he'll get 1 lefty and 2 righties. First pitch now to Schultz. Schultz lays down a bunt, third base side. Tavaloni picks it up, barehand, spins, fires, and it's off the glove of Fromholtz. All the way down the right field line. Schultz will cruise into second. And it's a 2-hit night for Brandon Schultz to lead off the 8th.
Yeah, this is a wonderful job by Schultz. He catches Landclaw's napping at third base, puts it right down that third base line, and with the infield grass, it just dies. And he's cruising into second after the throw from Tavaloni. Gets into foul ground in right field, and they haven't put a hit on the board for the Bean Ballers. They put an error for Tavaloni. That's definitely a harsh ruling, not giving Brandon Schultz a hit up to this point so far. But nonetheless, we talked about this last night with all the errors from Danville Dans. It doesn't matter how you get on base. All that matters is that you get on base. Brandon Schultz creates some chaos, gets on base. And now the Bean Ballers have a runner in scoring position with the top of the order due up, nobody out.
Chase Weiss, 1 for 3 with a walk. He grounds the first pitch off the glove of Tavaloni. Backhand play, Bazil. He fires to first. And for the second time tonight, a ricochet off the LumberKings pitcher benefits Clinton and robs the Bean Baller of a hit.
Now this ball is hit relatively well. It's just unfortunately that catches some of Tavaloni's glove. And a great job adjusting by Bazil to throw out Weiss by a step.
It's now Brandon Abernathy, runner at third, 1 out. First pitch to him, fastball in the inside corner for strike 1. Last time out for Tavaloni was Sunday. Threw a shutout inning, gave up 2 hits against Burlington. The 0-1 pitch. Off the hands, flared out toward right, and it's going to fall in. What a night for Brandon Abernathy. His 3rd hit of the ball game makes it a 1-run game here in the 8th.
Yeah, it's a great piece of hitting. We saw Abernathy go the other way with his single back in the first inning. He does the same, a little flare over the infield, drops for a base hit all the way, and Schultz trots home easily as he's given Gabe Arroyo, both Brandons have given Gabe Arroyo plenty tonight, and cuts the lead in half, now just a 1-run game.
Third base side of the rubber, Tavaloni. First pitch to O'Neal Feliz is below the zone for ball 1. Feliz is yet to be retired. 3 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Abernathy picked up his 11th RBI and his 28th hit. The 1-0 pitch from Tavaloni. Swing and a miss from Feliz. It's Feliz's first 3-hit night. You have to go back a long time. 3 hits, the second game of the season. May 27th against Terre Haute. He drove in 5 in that 24-4 victory. Fastball inner half, misses though. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Tavaloni employs a big leg kick. Has that right leg all the way out, almost Garrett Crochet style, and it means Abernathy needs to pause at first because it is a lefty.
Long look to first. He fires. Change up top of the zone. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece. Abernathy represents the tying run. 7-6 LumberKings. Abernathy has not yet tried to steal. He's 7 for 8 on the season. The 2-2 pitch. There goes Abernathy. Upstairs. The throw down to second. Not in time. Abernathy slides in there barely before the throw from Ingram gets there. And the tying run moves into scoring position now.
Yeah, this is a great throw from Ingram. Abernathy gets a good enough jump, especially against the lefty. Very respectable jump, but the throw, it doesn't look like Mishler comes up with cleanly immediately, and it means Abernathy is safe now into scoring position.
The payoff pitch now. Swing and a miss from Feliz. Pitch in the dirt. Ingram will have to throw down to first, and he almost airmails Frommel, but the second out of the inning is a strikeout of Feliz.
Yeah, it's just brutal for Feliz. This is ball 4 in the dirt, but he goes around too far, and he's out number 2, and you can't advance Abernathy on the play. As he's done plenty today. He has Feliz. He has a pair of runs driven in. He scored a run. He's had several hits, but it's the pickoff at second and the strikeout that ultimately might come back to bite the Bean Ballers.
Misael Maldonado, line ones to right. Jensen to his right, runs it down in the alleyway to retire the side, but the Bean Ballers get 1 run closer. An RBI single from Mr. Clutch himself. Brandon Abernathy makes it a 7-6 ball game. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th here in Clinton. Gonna be a fun one. 7-6 LumberKings. Bottom of the 8th here in Clinton, Iowa. We've just hit the 9 o'clock hour here right on the Mississippi River. The mighty Mississippi, as they used to say, the gateway to the West, known as St. Louis. But back in the olden days, as America gets ready to celebrate its 250th birthday come Saturday. 250 years. Some good moments, some bad moments. But tonight here in Clinton, Iowa, the Decatur Bean Ballers are hoping this is a wonderful moment to try and snap their 9-game losing streak. Bruno Banuelos will get 2, 3, and 4. The toughest 3 outs in the Clinton, Iowa lineup. After his team cut the lead to 1, a much-needed 0 is of the utmost importance.
Yeah, up to this point, credit to Banuelos. He had a shaky outing last night. Couldn't come through for his team, and he's done well to come through for Decatur. Got a run back in that 8th, but still chasing 1 in this one. It's important for Banuelos to come through for them one more time and hope that his offense can plate at least a run, if not 2, in the top of the 9th.
It starts with Jane Bazil. He's been up to the plate 4 times. 2 hits, a hit by pitch and a walk. Has not been retired. Banuelos out of the windup. First pitch, breaking ball fouled off, first base side. Banuelos got around an error and a single last inning on a nice outfield assist from Brandon Abernathy, who's done everything. Gotten 3 hits tonight, thrown a runner out. He's hoping it's not a losing effort. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball clubbed out towards deep left field. Schultz ranging back. He's onto the track, and it's off the wall. What a night for Jane Bazil himself. He's into second base, his second double and 3rd hit of the evening.
Yeah, for Bazil, this almost gets out. It's at the part in left field where the wall juts out just a tiny bit, just to the left of where he hit it. Or rather, just to the right of where he hit it. He finds a corner, and he has to settle for a double instead of something that could have been far more than a double. Might have even gotten out if it was just a bit to the right. But nonetheless, it's another hit for him. He's reached on all 5 plate appearances and has his second double, 3rd hit of the day.
He was 0 for 4 yesterday in his first game, and then the Centralia, Illinois native tonight, 3 for 3 tonight. And now off the bench, it's the lone all-star on offense for Clinton. Gavin Aubrey to pinch hit for Caden Frommel. Chance to get the run back that they allowed it in the top of the 8th. First pitch from Banuelos. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Yep. Aubrey comes in, the Orion, Illinois native, a .373 hitter. Second on this LumberKings side. He's got 31 hits, including 5 homers and a team-high 33 RBIs. The pitch from Banuelos. Chased the breaking ball off the plate, 0-2.
Yeah, good job from Banuelos to get ahead in the count. But the Bean Ballers, it looked as if they might avoid both All-Stars, as Keegan Luxem hasn't thrown, at least up to this point tonight. And Aubrey, but now Aubrey is into the game, so Decatur won't avoid both All-Stars for the LumberKings.
The 0-2, fastball upstairs. Aubrey got the night off last night against Normal. Coming off a red-hot June. Hit 391 in the month. A 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, reached out, poked into center field. Misael had to make sure it got down, so he'll hold up at third base. But back-to-back hits to open up the LumberKings' eighth, put runners at the corners.
Yeah, this is a hanging breaking ball. It does sort of tail away at the end, but Aubrey still fully extends and just loops this one over the head of Farnes into right center. And it was a quick job after he got a late jump from Misael to get to third. I was a little surprised he didn't get the wave to the plate, but then again, the LumberKings have already tested the arm of Abernathy, and he's passed the test, so Misael gets the stop sign.
Nobody out still in the inning. Isaac Sobieschek. First pitch. Fastball up. That hit for Aubrey extended his hitting streak now to 6 games. He's got 10 hits during the stretch. Sobieschek has reached twice in back-to-back plate appearances. No hits tonight. A hit by pitch and a walk. The 1-0. Fastball in there for strike one from Banuelos. Really need a strikeout if you're Bruno. Get a strikeout here. Play for the double play with Tanner Short on deck. Sobieschek's 5-game hitting streak hanging in the balance. 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed.
Yeah, at this point in the game, when you're already chasing a run, I don't even think this is a situation the Bean Ballers want to trade outs for a run on, even if you do get a ground ball. So if you're Banuelos, a punch out here would be huge. That way the double play, should it happen, would end the inning.
Banuelos comes set. He delivers. Fastball high and away. Count evens. Sobieschek this season has only had 4 games where he hasn't had a hit. He's played in 23. The man representing Missouri Western up in St. Joseph, Missouri. 2-on, nobody out. The pitch. Aubrey to second, flied in the air right field. Maldonado camps under it. Misael tags. And Maldonado will just fire to second, so the Bean Ballers concede a run. LumberKings get the run back. They retake a 2-run advantage, now 8-6 here on the sacrifice fly.
Yeah, this is just a nice job from Sobieschek. Doesn't get that first hit today, but he does a great job to get insurance, as now it's a 2-run ball game. We already saw the Bean Ballers. We've seen this whole losing streak, really. It seems they're most dangerous when they're down to their final chance, when their backs are against the wall. That's when it seems like this offense finally comes through, and that's why it's important for the LumberKings to get insurance. They get an insurance run here.
For Sobieschek, while his hit streak comes to an end, he drives home his 24th run of the summer. Second on the team in that department. First pitch to Tanner Short. Breaking ball low, 1-0. Short 1 for 2 tonight. He's driven in a run, also gotten hit by a pitch and walked. Double play is in order here for Clinton. And the pitch. Outside, 2-0.
Well, it's certainly not ideal. Maldonado playing it safe at least does get the next best thing, which is that at first Aubrey can't advance, and the double play still is in play for the Bean Ballers.
The 2-0. Grounded up the middle. Fabriette off his chest. Farnes picks it up, throws the first in time. A 6-4-3 double play ends the 8th for Decatur with a little bit of razzle-dazzle.
Just like they drew it up.
Just like you drew it up in practice. But the LumberKings get the run back on a sacrifice fly from Isaac Sobieschek. We're headed to the 9th. The Bean Ballers down 2, down to their final 3 outs, trying to avoid their 10th straight loss. Top of the ninth here in Clinton, Iowa. The scene, your Ballers trail 8-6. They've got 3 outs to put up 2 runs to keep this game going, 3 runs to take the lead. It's been quite a night at the plate. 6 runs on 13 hits, 2 errors for Decatur, 8 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for the LumberKings. Miller Tavaloni still out on the mound for Clinton. The Ballers are trying to avoid their 10th straight loss and fall to 0-5 in the second half of the season and 9-20 overall. Meanwhile, Clinton's trying to win their 3rd game out of their last 4, improved to 17-11 and 3-1 here in the second half. It'll be Jackson Miller, Hampton Petska, and Moises Fabriat to hopefully keep the game alive for Decatur.
Yeah, Truman, we've seen crazier things throughout this losing streak. Fortunately for Decatur, they've all ended in losses. But, last night, the Bean Ballers worked a rally, got a grand slam, couldn't come through on the defensive end at the bottom of the ninth, but nonetheless, Decatur still has a chance.
Gavin Aubrey, who came in to pinch hit in the bottom of the 8th, he takes over at first for Frommel. And a pitch clock violation starts the 9th for Clinton, so it's 1-0 on Jackson Miller. Left on left, Miller doubled down the left field line his last time up. The first pitch, he ropes it into right field. A 2-hit night for Jackson Miller. And the leadoff man is once again on for Decatur. Make it now 4 straight innings.
Yeah, that first ball on the pitch clock violation, it means Tavalione needs to find the zone. He does, but it's just a cookie for Miller, who jumps on this, ropes it in for a base hit, and the Bean Ballers have the tying run to the plate.
First pitch to Hampton Petska, strike 1. Petska hitless tonight, 0 for 3 with a walk. Still looking for that first hit as a Bean Baller. He represents the tying run. He did hit 1 home run this past season at Sauk Valley. Fastball outside, 1-1. For Jackson Miller, he's now got 11 hits on the season. It's his 2nd multi-hit game since back against the Alton River Dragons. The 1-1 pitch. Petska taps it off the plate, foul, 1-2.
After Petska, now you got to shorten up, and one thing you can't do is just be frozen in your stance. You got to be quick with your swing and be able to protect the plate.
Just got to keep this inning alive. The 1-2. Fastball up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now on the slugger.
It's a bold take, but nonetheless, he gets the call he looks for, and now he still is at the plate.
The 2-2. Popped up. Back behind home. Playable for Ingram. And he's got it for the first out here in the 9th.
That's just a frustrating day overall for Petska since that first walk to his first time up. He's 0 for 4 as he pops out in foul ground. But again, it's still not over for the Bean Ballers. And if you're Petska, at least you didn't do what Decatur sometimes does in situations like these, which is ground into a double play.
31 of them. First pitch to Moises Fabriat right at the belt for strike 1. Fabriat tonight, 1 for 4. That 1 hit was a double back in the 5th before he was stranded out there at second base. He does also have a homer this summer. The 0-1. In the dirt, blocked by Ingram. A ball and a strike. Jackson Miller still at first. For Fabriat, that home run came in that game against the Alton River Dragons. It was his debut. Tavalione comes set, fires, inside. 2 balls and a strike now to Fabriat. The 2-1. Chopped up the middle to short. Bazil to second for 1. Over to first. In time for 2. And the league leader, Decatur Bean Ballers, ground into their 32nd double play. And it results in their 10th straight defeat. This time at the hands of the Clinton LumberKings. 8-6 the final here from Clinton, Iowa.
Well, Truman, that's 10 now. And if you're Decatur, the Bats have come alive. You plated 8 runs last night. You played 6 tonight on 14 hits. It's just, again, as much beating yourselves as it is the other team beating you. Decatur made 2 errors in the field. They ran into outs on the base pass. And yet again, you just let it slip away from you. That's now 2 in a row that you let slip away after taking a 3-run lead. The Bean Ballers just can't hold on, and that's now loss number 10. And although it was a fresh start, you're now 0-5 to start the second half.
Well, and you have to think, you go back, it's self-mistakes. Besides, Manuel Toro got hit around a 6-run fourth. Was pretty much all Clinton needed. You think you go back to the 6th inning. You had 4 hits. You only score 1 run. You go back to the 1st inning. You had 3 hits. You don't score any runs. And then just a few costly errors in the field. One of those errors occurred in that 6-run fourth. And ultimately, it's a losing effort once again here tonight from Decatur on a night that you out-hit your opponent 14-13. You fall 8-6 to Clinton here in this interleague matchup. Well, you said it earlier. There's always tomorrow. Bean Ballers are now 9-20 and 0-5 in the second half. LumberKings, credit to them. They hit the ball very well tonight, and they pitched good enough when they needed to. Give credit to Gavin McCullough and Miller Taviglione. 5 innings, just 2 runs. McCullough gets the win. Taviglione the save. But the Bean Ballers fall 8-6 as Manuel Toro falls to 0-6. He takes the loss. Back at home, though, a doubleheader. Duel on I-72. The trilogy will come to completion. And then the reboot in the doubleheader tomorrow. 2 7-inning games starting at 5 o'clock from Workington Family Baseball Field in Decatur, Illinois. Saturday to celebrate July 4th. The Bean Ballers will be in Lafayette, and then to close out the week before the All-Star break. Back home Sunday against the Cape Catfish. Cape will also be in on Friday, July 3rd. So plenty of home games. Come out and support the Bean Ballers. They'll break the losing streak at some point. They can't keep losing. But the definition of insanity is expecting the same result over and over and not getting it. Any final thoughts, Daniel, before we wrap up?
Well, certainly not as heartbreaking as last night after Bean Ballers got the lead, lost it, got it back at the end, and a very emotional swing of the bat for Misael Maldonado, but lost it once again and couldn't get that win. Instead, Decatur does a great job at the plate. We've talked about it, seemed like especially last week, but towards the beginning of this losing streak, it seemed like the bats just fell off a cliff. Well, they're back. They're back, and they're swinging strong. 14 hits tonight is certainly nothing to sneeze about, but nonetheless, it's the same result. It doesn't matter what you have in the hit column, because if what you have in the run column isn't as much as your opponent, that's what they call a loss, and that's now 10 straight for the Bean Ballers.
Well, for my broadcast partner, Daniel Herzog, I've been Truman Griessel saying so long here from Clinton, Iowa. It's the 10th straight defeat for your Bean Ballers. 8-6, they fall against the LumberKings. If you want to listen back to any of the past road games, you can on the official YouTube channel for the Decatur Bean Ballers. They'll be back in action tomorrow night. Doubleheader against Springfield. Back at home in Decatur, but we say so long and have a good night.